Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Rush Racing. We are here for the Hungarian circuits in round number 9 for Division 2. We had Division 1 last night, and what a night it was. Obviously, it may be a little bit boring in some aspects, but 70 laps in wet racing. What can you want more in F1? Yeah, just absolutely spectacle. And obviously fantastic. Really, really good to see. Only 2 DNFs as well. Obviously not what you want, obviously, on the grid. You want more numbers. But tonight, a full grid. A few guys, new drivers as well. A few debuts that we're going to see. And obviously a few reserves as well. So really, really good to see. We've got Aben, obviously going into this race, setting a 5 second. Obviously, really didn't have a good performance in Jeddah. He'll definitely want to come back from that redemption. I'm your host and your commentator tonight, SJ. I'm not doing it on my own, thank God, because I'd probably be dead at the end of the stream. I do have the Red Bull TP of Dilby. Good evening, my friend. It would help if you don't mute your mic.
Yeah, sorry about that. How are we?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, feeling pretty good coming into this race. What's your thoughts on tonight?
I've got no idea, mate, to be honest with you. I've got absolutely no idea. I think, obviously, you're very happy from, obviously, last night, obviously, with the Red Bull team. So, yeah, you'll probably just want the same again tonight, maybe. But at the end of the day, it's a good start going into the week.
Yeah, great start to the week for us, and it was even better to get one up on Nishka. You know, we had a little bit of banner. He reckoned that Pop Top was going to get Meraki done. I said that he was dreaming, and I come out on top there. So we got a few cars just heading out now. Would you like to start with?
We'll go for the grid. We'll go for the grid, and we'll see what the go is tonight, guys. I'm just gonna change it up a little bit, right? Just enjoy yourself tonight. Engage with the stream. If you want to jump in for surprise interviews, by all means, do that. Obviously, we won't jump into surprise interviews if we've got some action, so we will be refunded and things like that. But enjoy it because it is a long night. Obviously, these guys do need to fully concentrate, so let's have a great night. Right, let's get this show on the road. Who we've got on the grid tonight? We've got Angus in the McLaren. We've then got Gangster in the Haas. We've got Abhishek reserving up tonight. Unfortunately, no Falcon couldn't make it. So, yeah, Abhishek, big spotlight on him tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Then we've got Sats in the Williams. We've got Winter and Zombie. Zombie will definitely want to get redemption back from Jeddah. It was not the way to go out, unfortunately, and he will be definitely wanting to get some good points, especially with Mercedes getting a P1 and P4 last night. So a very, very good night for Brian and the team themselves. Then we got Echo in the Williams, who's been in very, very good form in the last few weeks. Really, really good result last week. He'll definitely want to pick up from that from last week. We've got Symphonic. After getting Team of the Week, we will be interviewing him tomorrow night. So Nishka and Zombie, who will be in the comms box, will be interviewing Symphonic about Team of the Week. So congratulations to him. Governor 3 yep, those who know moment. Yep, you've got me for 3 hours. Well, just under 3 hours, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We've got Ryan Adair, who's definitely proved himself. He's definitely starting to get those results in as well, and will be really interesting tonight to see how he goes. He had a go last night, was in wet conditions tonight, looking dry so far in quali, so we'll have to wait and see how he goes there. Terrence in the other Red Bull, we've then got X Kazuto. He had a very, very good week last week. Terrence had a fantastic week with his qualifying. Can he do the same this week? We'll have to wait and see. Braid reserving up tonight for the Alpine. Man taking it all on his shoulders tonight, so great job from him and the TP. We've got Rossi reserving as well for Ferrari. It looks like controlling is out, which is really, really unfortunate. We then got Tadio. He's reserving up as well, so really, really good to see these guys really going into this tonight. We've got Sick Party the TP off. Oh, kick, and he's hit the wall. That is not what he wants there. Could have been a DNF, but yeah, front left gone. Ricardo in the Aston. He'll definitely want to pick up his performances he's been doing each week, and then obviously Aben bringing that redemption, but serving a 5-second time penalty going into this race. And then, even just to the last two drivers, Zach's user, brand new driver to the league. And welcome to the Rush family, mate. And driving for Haas. So spotlight will be on him tonight. We'll give him a lot of screen time as much as we can. He's a new driver, and we've just got Lever that's just gone into P3. He's reserving for McLaren. Really good to see McLaren filling those seats. So D White, keep at it, mate. Keep filling those teams because this is what you need. And Durr will be. Oh, I'm just gonna call you Durr. That'll be easy. Not a bad grid tonight, is it? And we've got Connor OC still to
No, definitely think it's going to be a tough battle across the grid there. We'll just have to wait and see who comes out in top. I mean, we've had some quick lap times set there from Symphonic and Kazuto, so we'll have to see how the rest of them can go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just looking across to see who we can join on a lap here.
We'll
go to Zombie. Where is Zombie?
Just gone off there. Ooh.
Zombie's
got a bit of traffic.
As Lamb goes to 15 flat.
There you go. Zombie, over to you, mate. Over to you. We're on board Zombie. He's on fire. Take it away.
We've got Zombie warming up sides. He comes around that last corner onto the battery with the rear wing open. Getting up into the 300 k's an hour now. Right up to 320 before he starts slowing back down to come around the first corner. Gets through there nicely, back on the battery, and got that rear wing open again. Just comes flying down, round the hairpin nicely. Comes out the other side, back onto the battery. Fast through that corner. We'll see how he takes the next one. As he's done a 26.7 in the first sector. Through the next corner nicely. Round, up the hill. He'll be coming up to the chicane here. Is he slowed down? Yeah, he's invalidated. That's unfortunate to see for Zombie there. We'll move across now to... Who else have we got here on a lap? Is anyone else on a lap other than Zombie? Gov, can you see anyone else there on a lap? Zombie has unfortunately invalidated.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Not the way he's going to want to start. He wants to try to get back into that form as well. He's gone wide again there. So he's obviously being told, cars are behind him on laps as well. So we've got a few comments coming in. I'm just going to go on to these really quickly. Question for comms. Is it to both of us? Oh, no, this is to me. Oh, God. Is Soup tough?
Oh, he's decided on someone? Yes. He's got an interview request for Soup. Or Q&A, I should say.
No, it's a Q&A. Hello, is Soup tough? No. What a question. What a question. I've got no idea. Got no idea. Does he bench press? Does he do weights? I don't know. I got no idea. He's a good driver, but tough? Nah, well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, bring in some good questions, not absolute childish rubbish. Right, let's go. We've got Abhishek on a lap as well. I'm going to take this one away when he gets around. He's the last one. Actually, no, we've got on Symphonic. We'll give Symphonic. No offense, I do love my team, but we'll give Symphonic some screen time after that team of the week. And what a team of the week that was, dude. What a team of the week.
Yeah, it was a great drive for them. They managed to cap it off in Div2 with a P1, P2. So I bet you would have been over the moon about that, and then that put them across the line for team of the week. Yep. Great week from then. I mean, we're trying to hunt them in the overalls, and that's just given them a little bit more of a gap to us, unfortunately for us. But I'm sure he'd be stoked about it.
Yeah,
I'll hand it back over to you, Gov, now.
No worries. I think he will. I think he'll be absolutely over the moon. And Spotlight is on tonight. And obviously Kazuto has just put himself into P4. Symphonic is on P3 at the moment. We've got 10 minutes to go. On 1:15.538. So let's see if we're going to see an improvement. So coming around into the final corner, you really do need to get a really good exit here. Coming onto the left-hand side, get onto the DRS. Burn as much as you can, because you can burn quite a lot of ERS in this track, because there's not many straights. So you'll see him coming to turn number 1, dropping down into the 50, get onto the curb, gets a little bit out of sorts there, and that curb is going to be really interesting. It's such a wide corner, so you're going to have about 2-3 cars going into that corner. This is the narrow part now. You really do need to get this right. So we'll push over to the left, then he'll probably ride the curb coming out on the exit there, all the way coming up the hill. Now you want to get this right. You just want to clip on the left-hand side of that curb. Perfect. There you go. A little bit too far over to the right. Too far over to the right. It's the validation. Keep nice and close to the curb, coming into the 50. Now it's the chicane, probably the hardest part of Hungary. Really does get it wrong, and there you go. He is done and dusted. Very easy to invalidate here, Dirk.
Yeah, it's in the name. I mean, Monaco without walls, that it's a tough track, and unfortunately now we've seen him and Zombie invalidate. Not sure who else has invalidated across the session so far, but there's not a lot you could do about it now, unfortunately, because we've got a lot of people on laps and a few on out laps. I believe Ricardo's just starting one.
Yep,
I could be wrong.
Over to you. Yep, he's just on one now.
Yep. We've got Ricardo coming around the turn 2 hairpin. He burns coming out of there through the next corner nice and quickly. Still holding that battery up. Coming up the hill now. Comes fast through the left-hander. Round the next bend. Oh, we've had Zaxter user disqualified for going the wrong way. Not sure what the go is there, but we'll go back to Ricardo now. He's made it through the chicane tightly. There's a few yellow flags across the track there. Not sure what the go is, but Ricardo's still flying. Gets across there, burns up the battery coming down this straight. He's going to save about 5% heading into that corner. Comes out of there, burns a fair chunk of what's left. Round the final, or second last hairpin, I should say. Round the last sweeping bend. We'll see what he comes out with here, using every bit of battery. Got the rear wing open. He does a 1:15.48. That is 0.2 quicker than his previous lap, and puts him up into P3. Over to you, Gov.
Yeah, pretty good job there. We've got Zombie that's about to start now, coming down the main straight. Let's see, he hasn't set a time yet, 7 minutes to go. Still plenty of time to put himself up into the grid. Very well done into turn 1. Land does 1:14.75. That is a phenomenal lap by the man in the Ferrari there. He's obviously had the practice in the Ferrari last night, but it was in the wet conditions. Zombie so far keeping it nice and clean. Then he's coming into the part where we saw Alonso and Hamilton go side by side. Keeps it nice and clean so far, keeping away from that curb, coming into sector 2 now. He's got the chicane. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. They're going to have to get out of the way. And he does get a little bit wrong there. Gets onto the curb a little bit. Really pushing the car. You can see the car in front moves out the way. Good to see. He still kept it in track limits. He was riding the curb and it looked like he was just going to go straight. So I think Zombie has lost a little bit of time in that sector 2, coming into the final sector now. Sector 3 coming into the hairpin. He's really testing the curbs here, keeping it nice and tight. What's it going to be for the finale and the finale corner? Let's have a look. 12%, not much battery left, and he gets right tight to the left-hand side, a little bit out of sorts, and he only does a 1:15 flat at the moment, so 0.2 between him and Echo. He knows he can do better than that, though. He knows that he made that mistake there, and he knows he can do better. Dilby.
Yeah, very, very good lap to put him up in P2, but I think he knows that we know it, that he can be up there on his best day. As Winter does a 15.2 and puts him up into P3, narrowly ahead of Echo. If we just jump across to Terrence here, he's doing his first lap here. We'll see what he does as he comes through that fast left-hander. Round the hairpin in sector 2 as we've got a Merc going slow. I wonder if he's run out of fuel or what the go was there, not sure. But Terrence is flying through here at the moment. We'll see what he can do. Coming across the top here. On the battery, back off of it again. Round the right-hander. Along the straight, burning. It's a purple second sector. We'll have to wait and see what he does here. Comes into the third last corner. Round the second last bend. Back onto the battery here. He's got a fair bit in comparison to what we have seen. Round the final corner. You'll want to get this right. Onto the battery. Got the rear wing open. He does a 15.4 and puts himself up into P6. What was your thoughts on that lap, Gov?
Yeah, pretty good. Do you have Bunking Bronco as a friend? Because he is the next Kickstarter driver. He's going to be replacing Connor. So if you've got him, if you could send him an invite, that'd be fantastic. Or Sick Party, if you could send Bunking Bronco or anyone, the host. Lamb, if you're listening, if you could send him one, that would be amazing. I'll leave you to do that. Do if you can't, let me know, and I'll have to send him an invite. But got some questions. How's the talk going? Yeah, she's, well, as far as I'm aware, she's good. And the fan's fantastic. Thank you very much. What I had for dinner, I had lamb chops and mixed veg and potatoes, mate. It was absolutely delicious. You need to concentrate on the racing, mate, not what I had for bloody dinner.
I do have Bronco.
There you go. Send him an invite. All right. So at the moment, top three is Ronnie Deer, a 114.750, Zombie, a 115 flat, and Winter, a 115.2. So Mercedes, what have they been cooking in that garage? They had Cameron last night in Division 1, racing for them, reserving for them, and obviously they have now, they've pulled in some serious results and great start to qualifying in here with 3 minutes to go. Bunker Bronco has joined. He's going to be able to set a lap. He's going to have to be quick. A little bit overcasty in the skies at the moment, so we could have some mixed weather. Could we see some rain here? And that's going to be the interesting thing. We still got Rossi still not set at a time down there. He's down there in P18 at the moment. 116.267 is Tazio. 116.266. Look at that. 1,000th of a second between Sick Paddy and Tazio. Love to see it at the moment. But the man out in the front, 3 attempts clear at the front. The question is, can he stay at the front for 2 minutes and a half to go in this qualifying session? We've got Zach Sousa, unfortunately, disqualified for facing the wrong way. Really unfortunate for him on his debut. His TP of Gangster in that P13 position at the moment. A really, really good night so far for the Mercedes and for VCAP in P5 and P9, and the Williams in P4 and P11. Let's see if Habershek can get further up. He's on an outlap at the moment. We've got Levo on an outlap. He's down there in P15 McLaren, and Angus up there in 115.500. Has anyone else got anything else in the tank, Dilby?
I reckon we'll see improvements in the times probably across the board on who can manage to get a lap done without invalidating, but we'll just have to wait and see. I believe Tazio is at the front of the train of cars that's going out. He was the first to pull the trigger and decide, yep, I'll get out there and give it a go. As I believe we're going to see a bit of a bottleneck of cars here, and I don't believe Bronco's going to get out in time in order to settle up. It'll be tight. We'll just have to wait and see. But we've got Tazio now. He's coming up to the final few corners, about to start his lap. We'll stick on board with him, won't we, Gov?
Yep, sure thing. I'm trying to find him. There he is. Coming in the final corner. And Dilby, over to you, mate.
Yeah, he's coming down the pit straight now. Burning up that battery and opening up the rear wing. The McLaren behind him has not decided to leave a overly big gap. We'll just have to keep an eye on that he doesn't end up touching him or anything. But he's back on the battery now after through that first corner with the rear wing open. Coming up, round the hairpin. Nice and clean through there. Back onto that battery, through the fast right-hander. And he's coming up the hill here. See him go flying through the fast left-hander now. He's set a purple first sector. So that'll be interesting. Keep an eye on this lap. He's coming up the hill further now, through the chicane. Keeps it tidy, does not invalidate. That is the main thing through there, is making sure that you do not invalidate. There's plenty more corners, but ideally no one invalidates. As we've also just had Rossi retire from the session. Not sure what the go is there. But back to Tazio now. He's coming across through the right-hander, back down, round the final hairpin, keeping it nice and clean, burning that battery again, round the last corner, onto the battery, opens up the rear wing, and we're going to see a 15.7. That's almost a half-second improvement from him. Puts him up into P13.
There we go. Good
Over
start.
to you, Gov.
No worries, good start for him. His investigation there for one of the drivers, not setting a time. Blanca Bronco was late, so we know what's going on there. That may be an investigation as well. Echo goes pole position with a 14.687, has dropped Ryan Adair down into P2 as we can see him come around the final corner. We've got a lot of drivers now finishing off their times. We're going to try and keep up. We've got Ryan Adair coming around the final corner. I do not know if he is up or down on his time. 13% ERS. Oh, he's got it a little bit wrong in the final corner. Let's have a look. Coming around the final corner, is he going to be able to take pole position off Echo? It's a 13. It's a 14. No, he doesn't. 14.8. Zombie isn't validated. Down into P5. Winter. Can the Mercedes cause a problem here? Can they knock Echo off the top? One of them's not going to. What about Winter? No, P6. And then we're going to go on to Angus. Angus has come around into the final corner. He's up a little bit, but not enough. Abhishek has left the station. We can get back in. Angus up to P8. And that is your qualifying. Abhishek is out, so if we can get him an invite, that would be amazeballs. And Bronco as well is gone as well. We've lost both of them. Right. While Dilby does that, I will go through the classification orders. Excuse me. Echo in P1 with the Williams with a 14.687. Pips Ryan there as well, and didn't improve on that last quali lap as well. So a little bit unfortunate there. Symphonic in P3. What a start by the Visa Cash App. Looks like they're going to have a real another good week. P3 and P4. Then Zombie in 5th. Winter, Suts, Angus, Terrence, Gangster, Ricardo, Brett, Abhishek, Tazio, Aben, Levo, Sick Party, Bunker Bronco not seeing a time, and Rossi not seeing a time, and also Zach's user being DSQ'd from the start. And we do have the two guys that have left, so hopefully we can get them back in. Hopefully it doesn't have any problems. My game crashed, needed an invite. Yep, no worries, we're on to it. There's no really good messaging me in the Discord. Message me on the stream. Then I'll be able to sort it out for you as Dilby is on to that. When Dilby's got those guys an invite, we'll take it away with some racing. Remember, 70 laps here at the Hungarian ring. It is going to be a very long night. Get ready. Fasten your seatbelts. Get your popcorn, hot chocolate, Coke. I've got my coffee. I've got water. I've probably got 1.5 liters of water because I know I'm going to need it here tonight. Unless these guys show us some very competitive racing. It's going to be a very interesting start. Dilby, have you got them all in? Are we all good to go?
I've sent Abhishek an invite at the moment. Bronco's not online yet.
Okay.
Oh, sorry about that.
Don't lose your voice.
I didn't get a chance to mute.
No, did I?
Oh.
We're already starting and we hadn't even started. I predict at least 2 drivers to have 12 seconds or more for track limits. Well, let's have a look, Barry.
I mean, I'd hope not at this high of division. Wouldn't be surprised in Div2 if we see that, but
here we go.
We'll just have to wait and see.
All right, we've got green lights, 5 green lights, and we are off. Getting on to the tyre situation. Echo going into P1. We have got yellows flashing in Sector 3. Echo keeps his position. Symphonic up into P2. Going to go side by side with Lamb. We've got a Red Bull that's gone off. Symphonic down into P3 now. Lamb into P2. A little bit of drama going on the back there. Angus is into P7. We've got Angus and Sats going at it side by side as Winter goes round the outside. Tries to get the move done. Yes, he gets it. He's up into P6. Zombie's up into P5. Extra spot there. We've got both V-Cabs in P3 and P4. A little bit further down, we've then got Ricardo in P9 and Gangster in P10. Brett in P11. Tazo in P12. Really good start for the Alpine. Terrence in P13. Zach Hughes up to P14. He's made some spots already. Abbott in P15. Sikrali P16. Albishek P17. Hopefully he is back in the lobby. Rossi down in P18. Levo in P19. Not the best starts for him tonight. Lost a bit of damage there as well on that front right-hand side. And Bunkin Bronco down there in P20. And we're only on lap 1 and I'm sweating already. Formula Echo leading the way. 8.5 attempts. We've got 3 guys. No, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the hard compound tyres. Kaz, Zombie, Winter, Tazio, Abhishek, and Levo. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Ryan Adair in P2 at the moment, and that is the start of the race. 2 laps at 70. Do we have everyone in, Dad?
Believe Abhishek's in now. I have sent him an invite. At the moment, Bronco is not appearing online yet.
Okay, we're going to have to wait.
Now he is. There we go.
All right, I'll leave you to it. We've got Levo
There we go.
coming to the pits already. Earlier there, Abhishek is in. Just looking at, yeah, he is in because he's burning at ERS. But look at that, Kaz, 1.2 seconds back from his teammate already. You do not want to be losing that much of a gap. And hopefully we'll be able to bring that back in as soon as possible. A little bit further down, we've then got 3.5 tenths there with Suts. 5.5 tenths. They've got Angus. Bronco is in. Take it away. Where you want to go?
We'll go up to the front to Echo here. As he seems to be putting a bit of a gap to Lamb at the moment. About 5 tenths. We do see Lamb does seem a bit quicker through that sector too, but we'll just have to see how he goes through here on the straights of sector 3. His Lamb's 2 tenths, 1 tenth off the back of him. He comes up behind him. Bronco has left again. Gov, can you take over, please?
Yeah, no worries. We got Echo made a bit of a mistake there coming in, and we got Yellows at the back. Rossi, a little bit of an incident going on there, so we're going to go back up to the front again. Echo has really brought Lamb into this battle, making a few mistakes there earlier on. You do not want to start making mistakes. Nick, you know, Symphonic is the quickest driver on the track so far. Lamb, does he make the move going into turn 1? No, he doesn't. Symphonic getting closer to Lamb. Looks like it is going to be a nice little three-way battle here, which is going to be very interesting. We do have a few of those guys on those hard compound tyres, so keep an eye out for them. It's going to be very interesting to see where they are going to come into this battle as well, because at the moment it is a three-way battle. 1.3 second between Kaz and Symphonic at the moment. A little bit further down, we've got Zombie and Winter. They'll be very happy with that. So will Brian, the TP, 5th and 6th. Good place to be for the two Mercedes, and also VCAB 3rd and 4th. And then you go a little bit further down, you've got Suts there in P7. Williams, Dida will be happy with that, 7th and 1st. Abhishek, first penalty of the night. Is it going to start continuing? We'll have to wait and see. 3 seconds on lap 3. Now he's going to have a bit of a struggle going into the end of this race to not get any more penalties. We've got Yellows there as well, and Rossi and Abhishek have gone at it, and Abhishek has ran into the grass. So he's having issues already, and we're only on lap 3 out of 70. Then we're going to go a little bit further down. We've got Angus and Ricardo there going at it. Gangster seems to get a little bit close to Ricardo. And then we've got Brett and Tazio. Tazio 2.2 seconds behind his teammate. Terrence in that P13, following that little gap at the moment. He's got Abin right on his heels, though, looking ready to pounce and make a move. Is he going to get the job done? Let's have a look. Abin, he's getting closer to Terrence. He's about to make a move to the right. Goes for the move. Oh, we got very close to Tazio there. Terrence goes for the move on the right.
Switchback.
He comes back. Nice little battle, but they have every right to battle. Terrence gets onto the curb, not probably the best place to go. Goes for the switch on the left. Abin holds a position, he goes for the move on the right. Is it going to be a Hamilton move? No. Ooh, it's going to be side by side up the hill. And Terrence gets the move, then he's gone too far over to the right. That brings Abin back into it. Terrence loses that position and drops down to P14. Nice to see a little bit of fighting there as well from the Red Bull driver. Back up to the front. Penalty already for VCAB here, Dilby.
Yeah, that's not an ideal start for Kazuto up there up the front. I wouldn't be surprised here, though, if we just see him trying to slow down Zombie in order to give that gap for Symphonic to try and battle Lamb and Echo up the front. As I think we both know that Zombie's on the pace in this division. He fits in quite well, and he can battle with the best of the best here. But by Kazuto slowing him down means it's a lot bigger of a task for Zombie to be able to do that, as we're going to see Zombie have a look around the outside here in turn 1. Had a bit of a lock up. We'll see who gets the power down out of the corner. Zombie does. Zombie gets the move done. He'll be now trying to hunt down Symphonic, but we'll have to wait and see if Kazuto wants to fight back, or if he's just going to focus on slowing down Winter now, or how this is going to shape up. What's your thoughts on that, Gov?
Yeah, I holding him up now is, 5 laps out of 70. It's a long way to go. You want to try and stay with the pack, keep the momentum going. Obviously, Zombie's got the pace. He's already 2.1 seconds.
Who was that just disconnected or joined?
No,
Did
joined.
you see that?
Yeah, Bronco.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah. So to hold him up, he's in a sandwich at the moment with the two Mercedes. And they're on. The thing is, he's on different strategies to his teammate. Symphonics on the mediums. And obviously Kaz is on the hards as well. So, you know, those hards are going to come into that race later on. But he's got that 3 seconds, which is going to be a little bit of an effect going into this race as well, as we do see 2 guys with penalties as well. Obviously onto the softs. Obviously testing the softs, seeing how far they're going to go. Going to be very interesting to see. Going a little bit further back down. We've got a nice little battle going on here between Ricardo, Angus and Gangster, all in the DRS. Apart from Aben 3.6 seconds back from Bread, so he got really held up in that Tadeo Terrence and Sick Putty battle as well. They're going to go back up to the front and let's see if Ryan Adair has got any closer to Iko. He's 2.5 tenths behind him at the moment, and I'm going to let you take this one away. I'm going to take a full lap on Ryan Adair to see if he can get the move done on Iko. Over to you.
Yeah, we've got Lamb here. He's in between Echo and Symphonic. He doesn't look to be coming under too much pressure from Symphonic yet, but he's trying to get a hold of Echo, but he just hasn't been able to get the job done so far, unfortunately. He started P2, and that's where he stayed at the moment, as they get nice and wide there. Comes through the corner, hot on Echo's tail there, 3 tenths behind him. He's really just sitting behind him at the moment. We haven't seen any drastic dives, as he's dropped down to 5.5 tenths now, almost up to 6 behind Echo. He must have made a little mistake through there, but we'll see here with the DRS on the pit straight if he can get the job done. We'll see. He does have a battery disadvantage, so that will not be in his favour, but we'll just have to wait and see as he opens up that rear wing. Echo swerves to try and stop the slipstream a little bit, but Lamb just can't quite get there yet. Lamb will be... I don't believe he'll be in a rush to get the job done, as to say. I do believe he'll be happy to sit through here. We've got 63 laps left to go as they're heading around that first hairpin. Looking all good as Rossi gets a 3-second time penalty as well down the back there. So, but Lamb keeps pushing on here. Doesn't seem to be getting any closer to Echo at this time. But these 3 are pulling away from Zombie at the current moment. Can you see Zombie getting back into this anytime soon, Gov?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of time. The hards are going to come into it later on. So when the mediums really start to fall, the hards are going to get it, you know, and then obviously we'll probably see the undercut as well. It's going to be interesting to see if anything happens there. Is Isaac Sutz is off. Sutz is gone. Oh, he nearly goes into the side of Bread there, so we have to be very, very careful. It looked like it was an okay track rejoin. A few issues at the moment. We've had Bunkin Bronco having an issue, Abhishek, Rossi, and now Sutz. Kaz getting a penalty, so guys, you know, concentration levels only on lap 7 at the moment, still a long way to go. We're not even at the 35 mark stage yet. When we get to the 35 mark stage, we'll have a bit more of a clearer picture of where we're at, but at the moment it is the front 3 that are dominating this race on lap 8 out of 70. At the moment, I still cannot believe I'm looking at a number 70 on the lap board. Like, it's insane. Formula Echo leading the way, 4.5 attempts. He's done a fantastic job. He started pole. He is staying pole at the moment and in P1. Ryan Adair putting the pressure on. But as you know, Dilby, it's so difficult to overtake here. You are following for a long period of time, and if you don't have the battery and the car's got better wings than you, you are not going to be able to overtake. So Lamb could be hurting his tyres just staying behind Echo, and that will affect him in the later stages. Then that brings Zombie into it, and while these guys aren't really making a move, Zombie is pulling the lamps down. 3 seconds now, 3.5 before, it's now 3.1. If you can pull that down to about 2.5, you're going to see a little bit of an engagement there from Zombie, and he is bringing Kaz and Winter, who are all on that 3. They're all on those 3 cars are all on hard. Sorry, get my words out. And they're all on 7 laps at the moment. So keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on that time later on in this race. We're going a little bit further back down. Let's see what we're going up the back. Bunker Bronco, just want to see if he is in. Yep, he is in. Yep,
I do believe he is, yeah.
Perfect. Right, there's a little bit further back up. Abhishek in 7 seconds back from Sick Party. We're a little bit struggling in Hungary tonight, but he is reserving up, so he is doing his best, but he does score points, and that's what it's all about. All these 20 drivers do score points, so no need to retire unless you've had enough. But, looking unlikely for a move there, Sick Party. Looks like he's lost that front right side, but he's testing that car and he's trying to get the move done on Tazio. Doesn't get the move done there as Tazio does block that move. Back further up, we've got Terence in P3. Gangster getting a penalty up there in P9 as well. So penalties are starting to come through when you're on lap 9, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers with penalties there. Ricardo in that P8 position, following very closely to Angus. Angus 1 second back from Winter. Winter keeping very, very close to Kaz. Kaz keeping very close to Zombie. Angus now getting involved in that penalty. So that's not. Oh, Abhishek getting another one as well. So the penalties are going to be coming through here. We're going to go back on board with Ryan. And can he get the move done on Echo? Echo is doing a fantastic job keeping that position. Symphonic staying there. 7.5 attempts. He does not want to let that get a little bit down to a second. Oh, he's going to start worrying. We're coming up to lap 10. 60 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. A long way to go yet. And Ryan Adair, does he get the move done? No. And we're back to square one. Back to you, Dilby.
Yeah, I'm just looking across the board here at the moment as the position changes. If you want to flick over to that. There isn't anything too drastic at the moment. I mean, Zombie's up a position, Kazuto's down. Ricardo has managed to gain 4. Gangster's gained 1. Bread's gained 2. Suts has lost 4, unfortunately. Abin's gained 3. Terence has unfortunately lost 4. Tazio's where he started. Sick Party's up 2. Abhishek's down 3. Bronco's up 1. And Zach is up 2. With Levo and Rossi down 3 and 1. So, but as you said, everyone gets points here. So hopefully we can see all 20 drivers finish the race today. If we move back up to the front now, we've got Ryan Adair. He's just sitting in behind Echo at the moment. It'll be warming up the tyres a bit for him with that dirty air, but we'll just have to see if he decides to, if he can make a move for 1, and 2, when he decides to, if it's possible at all. Because at the moment, it just looks like he's not struggling, but he's not being able to make that overtake. We've got a Ferrari spun up the back there.
Yeah, he's on them soft tyres, really, really struggling. It looked like it could be an early night for Rossi. Hopefully he continues. He will score that 1 point. I know it's only 1 point, but that 1 point can change a lot of things at the moment. Echo's still doing a fantastic job. And Lamb knows it. He doesn't need to rush it. He does not need to rush it. This is an enduro. This is not, a sprint. This is not half-assed, as I'll call it. This is all about concentration and getting it to the end, and end of the day, he's in a great position. The question is, how long can he follow Echo? It's just one mistake. It's one issue, one mistake there. Rossi's gone around again. He's reversing. He's really struggling. Could see a quick early retirement here. Just on board with him at the moment. He's got to be very careful. He doesn't get in the way of his teammate. He's going around again. Let's have a look. Let's see if he's got any rear damage. He's got no front wing damage. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But he's giving it a go. And props to him for that. Back up to the front. Echo. Lamb, get a bit closer. 4.5 attempts. He was 7 attempts on the last main straight. He's now 4.5 attempts. So can he engage and move here? Symphonic still in that, but look, we said earlier on 3.2 seconds between Zombie and Lamb looking to make the move. No, doesn't get it. Zombie has pulled it into 2.4 and he has brought in Kaz and Winter into the battle. And it looks like people are saying that Rossi has overheated the rears on them soft compound tyres. So he's going to be very careful because, we've got a bit of drama here as Aben has gone round. Oh, that is a bad rejoin from Aben. And that will definitely be looked at, I'm sure, by the stewards there. And Isaac Sutton he's gone around again. And a bit of an issue there between the Aston and Sats, so that will be probably looked at by the stewards. Terence now into P11, so he's capitalised on that, and he's capitalised by nearly 3 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see if Aaron can get that gap back. We're going a little bit further down the bottom. We've then got Rossi 24 seconds back. Is he going to be getting in the way of Echo and his teammate? Let's have a look. I'm just trying to see the calendar without all these messages keep flying up. Yeah, they are getting closer. They are getting closer. But so is Zombie, and that is a problem at the moment. We are hearing, he's got 10 seconds, and he is out. He's retired into the pits, and he's called it. He is not happy. Unfortunate. Lamb will be on his own, and that's really unfortunate for Rossi. He's tried his best.
Yeah,
And end of the day, he is calling it. We are hearing that it could be a little bit of rain at the end of this race.
that's an interesting thing that could spice it up a little bit. I mean, you take away DRS, and we saw last time how hard it was to get an overtake done. It's hard with DRS as it is, let alone without it. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see whether it does rain enough for those inters to come out, or whether it'll be dry till the end. What do you imagine to see here through pit stop strategies? Do you imagine to see any one stops or all two stops, or what do you think?
Um, gonna be it's a big stint, 70 laps, So I reckon we may see a two stop. It'll be interesting to see if anyone does a one stop. The hards will go longer, so I reckon the hards will probably push it around about that 24, 25 mark. And the mediums will probably push it around about maybe 18, 19. And then they'll probably stop, and then they'll go back probably onto a set of maybe another set of mediums, and then go hards to the end. It'll be very interesting to see how the strategy is. I didn't actually see much of the Division 1 race, so tonight I'll have a bit of an idea of strategy to see what we're at the moment, because we've obviously got those three guys at the moment, Zombie, Kaz and Winter, all on those hards. The two Mercedes deciding to start on those hards, also Tazio as well, and Albashik and Zach and Levo as well. So yeah, and I'm hearing the comments in the chat. Moinab's coming in. Welcome to the chat, guys. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. And yeah, hards are catching the mediums. So mediums look like they could be dipping a little bit. Could be the case that Symphonic and Ryan and Echo have been going at it for 14 laps, basically together, and no one's made the move. And that's now brought Zombie into it, who is 1.3, and he is flying. He is absolutely flying. And he's dropped Kaz by 1.9 seconds, and Winter is holding on to the back of Kaz. So Mercedes looking very strong. Kaz he could just be like, just saving his tyres. Sick Party out of this race. Drama here, and we have a safety car. Oh, that is a bit of drama on board with Zach Zuza, and he's lost over there. What's happened there? So Sick Party is out of this race, and that is a safety car. So first safety car of the night on that 15 out of 70. So that spices things up, and that definitely does not help. Well, I don't know who that helps, because, well, yeah, I don't know who that helps. I'm trying to work it out, because we're seeing a lot of people on the pits. Yeah, on the hards, they're straight in. So they're going to drop further and further down now. And the one thing about this track, which is key, is position. You can be on very good tyres, but you've got to pass. And that's the hardest part. So yeah, going to be some interesting strategies moving forward after this safety car restart.
One thing I'm interested by is the fact that Kazuda and Winter were on those hards and they both decided to pit. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't decide to stick it out there and try and extend that hard stint for a bit longer, because I believe the hards were really starting to have that advantage over the mediums. Don't get me wrong, the fresh mediums will, but interesting to see, to say the least. Do you think we'll see these front runners come into the pits for new tyres as well, or do you think the fact that Kazuto is going to be able to catch back up nearly by then, that they may stay out?
Oh, I think there's anything in this race. Yeah, absolutely anything. I think it's very early days. You've got obviously quite a few pins there. You've got 3, 3, 3, 9. Abhishek obviously is struggling with the penalties tonight. But still, if something happens in front, you then gap the field and you can gap them by 10 seconds and still keep the same position. But yeah, as you did say, all of them are coming in. Zombie, Symphonic, Ryan Adair and Echo all in to the pits. A very interesting pit lane as well to get into. Let's have a look here. Who is going to be leading this race? Well, there you go, Kaz. Kaz was holding up earlier. He's pitted for fresh hards, and he is leading the way. And now Winter looks like there's been a bit of a switcheroo between Zombie and Winter. So Zombie's now dropped down into P12, and Winter into P2 on the fresh hards, and Ricardo now on the fresh mediums. So we've had a big change up, haven't we, at the front compared to what we saw earlier. So we've now got Lamb, Ryan Adair in P10, Symphonic in P11, Zombie in P12. So currently, the guys that were leading are P9, P10, P11, and obviously with that Zombie in P12. So definitely big change up, and everyone in front of them is all on one lap fresh tyres. So this is going to be a very interesting race after this safety car restart.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, not being able to dive into the pits when everyone else did it's cost them really. So Kazuto's the real winner out of this, getting himself back up into P1. But we've got some big gains now across the board with Ricardo up 8, Brett up 6, Gangster up 5, and Aben up 7. But it's quite unfortunate for Echo, Lamb, and Symphonic and Zombie all down there now, as not being able to pit straight away has really cost them. At the moment, I do believe we'll just be waiting for Bronco, Zach, and Levo to catch back up to the pack before we restart. So we'll at least be another lap, if not 2, before we restart. How do you think tonight's race has gone so far, Gov?
Yeah, I think it's been quite interesting. I think we've had a few, obviously, issues. Obviously, some of the guys are starting to get those penalties. They're early. Excuse me. They're quite early. You obviously got 3 laps between, obviously, into lap 20. And obviously 3 for Kaz, 3 for Angus, 3 for Gangster, 9 for Abhishek. Probably going to hurt them if there is another safety car, which could happen. 17 laps, the guys have done a good job. Obviously, unfortunately for Sick Party, Rossi, obviously, with the DNF, he was really struggling tonight. It'd be interesting to see how Sick Party crashed. So far, so good. I think it's going to be a very interesting race now after the safety car restart, because the whole grid's changed. Pardon me, sorry. Oh, indigestion tonight. Kaz obviously was holding doing a good job trying to hold up the pack. He obviously got the move taken by obviously Zombie getting past him, and we know that Zombie's got the pace tonight. He's been very quick onto those hards, but I don't know if that's because Lamb and Symphonic didn't try and capitalise on and didn't push Echo, and try and get the move done. Maybe it is still early. There's a lot of laps still left in this race. Anything can happen, and obviously with the the rumour of maybe having a bit of rain in this race, which Hungary does. It's a bit like Austria. It's so up and down with dry or wet conditions we saw last night. But yeah, it's really turned upside down, and good to see some of those guys that you don't think are normally up there. Like you've got Angus up in the P4, you've got Gangster in the P5, Brett up in the P6, Terence down in the P7, and they're all on fresh tyres. So the question is, can they hold those positions, and can those guys at the back, Echo, Ryan, and Symphonic and Zombie, make their way through the pack?
I mean, they've definitely showed the pace, the fact of how much they were able to gap the pack to begin with, but now they're going to have to fight through the traffic, as we're seeing the restart about to happen here, as Kazuto's going very slow. I do have a quick... As he's gone, he's going. He's off. And he's gapped Winter by 8/10 coming into that, onto the first straight. Winter was not ready for that, and I don't think the rest of the grid was either.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they were.
We're away racing now again, and we have to see is Winter's already closed it back up to 7/10 now, so he's got Ricardo hot in his bumper though, only half a second behind, but I don't see... there's a bit of a gap opening up between Abhishek and Sarts. That's probably the biggest gap across the field I can see at the moment. Ooh. As Winter gets a 3-second.
That's big.
That's going to hurt him.
That's very early on the safety car restart. You wouldn't want to get that penalty. Sorry, Dilby, I was just seeing a battle there going on between Zach as a user and Bunk and Bronco. He's up in a P16 now, and he will overtake Abhishek with that penalty as well. So good to see Haas trying to make up their way through the pack. We've got Gangster in P5 and Zach User in P16. Everyone's starting this quite fresh at the moment. No really big moves going on apart from that penalty just being given to Winter. We've seen Aben looking to make a move there on the medium, so the mediums are going to be quick. We'll look to probably see Aben and Ricardo probably make some moves on some of these guys if they've got those tyres into temp. We'll have to wait and see. cars. It's going great, mate. Thank you very much. We've got Ricardo in that P3 and 5.5 tenths. Winter does the fastest lap. He is definitely going to want to try and hold on to the back of Kaz. We've got Yo in sector 2, or no, that's just a rumour, or rubbish EA glitch again. Kaz doing a great job, and he'll probably be a little bit happy about this, Tilby. A little bit of a breathing space, because he knows that Winter's got the penalty, and he knows that Angus and Gangster have got the penalty as well. So it's just Ricardo that he needs to watch out for, but it's definitely not his battle because he's on a completely different strategy.
Yeah, I imagine Kazuto will be quite happy with all those cars at the front also having penalties, and a car in between him and everyone else. That's a good way to open up that gap so that the penalty doesn't affect you as per se. But as it stands now, Ricardo would technically be pole with technically get the win with the penalties, but we are a hell of a long way from the end of this race. We are about to start we're getting close to starting lap 20, and there's still 50 more laps after that. So I do have a report quickly about Sick Party.
Echo going for a move, and then Lamb's coming on the left, and he's gone for the move as well, around the outside, got a 3 seconds, and he's got the job done on Echo, and Echo went for the move on Aben, didn't get the move done. Echo's going to come back at Lamb, a little bit of action, which we want to see. We don't want to see a boring race, we want to see these guys fight at it, because I tell you something, Dilby, I believe that Ryan, Echo and Symphonic and Zombie know that this is going to be a struggle, because they are in traffic. And here comes Zombie coming around on the outside. Symphonic going side by side with him. He's going side by side.
Ooh.
Symphonic gets the move done. Zombie's going to try and go back at him. No, Symphonic's going to hold his line, locks the brakes, and he's got the job done. Into P11, keeps that position. Echo dropping that position, but Ryan Adair getting that pin. Sorry, Derby, back to you.
We've just missed the battle up the front. Winter has taken Kazuto on that first straight, and they've done a little bit of wheel rubbing through turn 2, but he got the job done in the end, and now Kazuto is going to be trying to hunt Winter back down, I imagine, but now he's got to deal with Ricardo on his rear as well. It's an interesting situation for Kazuto to be in now, as Winter's been going fastest lap after fastest lap, so what have we seen?
Sorry, Aben just went off track there. I'll tell you, this is a fantastic situation to be in, because you just got no idea what's going to happen. You've got the 2 guys with penalties. You've got Ricardo that's going to have to stop again. All the guys are going to have to stop again, probably. Well, mostly, I would say. And then you've got Ryan Adair down there in P9. And he's got, look how many cars he's got to get through. You know, it's going to be a struggle. He's got a penalty as well. You've got Echo. He's got the job done on him. He didn't have that at the beginning within the first 17 laps. You've got Symphonic, which is holding Zombie up. He's now down in the P12. Tazio's in that battle as well. They're all in the DRS. It's going to be a struggle, and this is why this is a spectacle for Division 2, because these guys are so competitive. There is not 1, there is not 2, there is not 3, there's not 4, there's not 5, there's not 6. There's about 15 guys, or probably the whole 18, that can win a race here. So this is why it is going to be a spectacle. And we've got Winter. He can't pull away from Kaz, 4.5 tenths. Ricardo can't get the move done on Kaz, even though he's on the mediums. Angus, he can't get the move done, but they have dropped Gangster to a 1.2. So the top 4 have a bit of breathing space. It's Gangster. I may have just given him a Combs curse, but oh well, it is what it is. He's got a 3-second time penalty. Brett behind him is 1.1. You got Terrence behind him. A great job from him. Where he started to where he is now. Great job. He's up to P7. Echo's got the move done on line. They're going side by side into the final hairpin. And they're really going at it. They're really fighting this Williams and the Ferrari, which is great to see. You've got Symphonic trying to get into the mix of this as well. And Echo is trying to get the move done again, but loses out. And Ryan Adair is now back out in front. And Echo is going to be frustrated here. And I'm still sweating packets. It's all going on, and Zombie looks like he is weighing up a move, but he can't get the job done. They'll be back to you. It's all going on in that P9 position, my friend. I'm going to jump on board with Echo and take it away.
There's battles all across the grid here, but we're seeing the Echo, Lamb and Symphonic one. They're still going at each other here through before and after safety cars, so they're keen to get in front of each other when ideally I think they should be working together in order to get up to the front, but we'll see Echo here. He's just following Lamb at the moment. I'm not going to be close enough to make a move anywhere here, but we'll just have to wait and see. makes it through the chicane nicely, gets out nice and wide, not quite as wide as Lamb did there, but he still gets through nonetheless. He's coming up on the tail of him, about 3/10 away now. He's getting a lot closer. He's had a snap of oversteer, or oversteer by the look of it, and then he's tried to correct and send himself back out wide. That's going to cost him massively now. Back about 7/10 off a Lamb, sorry. It's quite unfortunate to see. Back to you, Gov.
Yeah, this is a fantastic race so far. Look at them, they are so close together. Like, we've got a move going on here at the front as Kaz tries to go around the outside, tries to go for the switch. Clues, oh, lost the back. Can't get the grip, can't get the traction down, loses that. Winter does fight to save another day. He's got to fight to save a lot of days because he's got a long way to go. Zombie has been overtaken by Tazio. Tazio now into P12, so Zombie's lost down in P13. And he must be so frustrated. He is in traffic. Was this the best decision from the engineers to pit them? Could they have stayed out a little bit longer and stayed in track position at the moment? Because they can't. They haven't made any positions at all. None. It's been between Echo and Lamb, and Zombie's lost the spot as well. So that is the hard thing here. But you're looking at the front, and well, you got Levo that's just got a pin, the leader. So Ryan is only 6 seconds. So it's 12 seconds between Levo and P1, which is insane. Look how close they all are together. This is insane. If they do this for another 30 laps, that will be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. And I've never seen it. I've never seen 100% of Hungary. I've never seen this. But you can see there's a gap forming there between Gangster and Brito. So there are gaps showing. But the rest of the pack from Gangster down are all close, apart from Tazio, who's 1.4 seconds back from Symphonic. And Zombie goes for the move again, gets the job done, and is back up in the P12. But Tazio is not gonna mess around. He's gonna have a go. You know, Alpine are leading the overalls. They have every right to battle the Mercs. They have every right to battle anyone. But Zombie is back out in front into P12, and he's lost a bit of time, 1.5 to Symphonic as well. So it's a struggle for those guys at the back, especially with Lamb, Echo, Symphonic, and Zombie after they were at the front of the field.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see him back there, but I do believe that they can make a run back through the pack, but at the moment it's just a struggle because of how tight the track is, and there's no real passing opportunities as per se other than that first straight. But we're seeing Lamb, and he's coming up on the back of Aben here. Whether he can get the pass done, it'll be interesting to see. Is he struggled to pass Echo for most of the race and then finally did get him, but we'll see here if he gets him on the pit straight. He's coming around the final corner now. 3/10 off of him. He'll be burning every bit he can to try and get past. Aben will have DRS as well though, so it'll make it even tougher as Lamb's just going to stay in behind him. Had a little look and decided to stay there. Because now Echo's right under the rear wing of Lamb. These guys are going to battle it out all day at this rate. Lamb goes around the outside. He's backed out. He's going to try and get back in underneath here. Or is he going to have a go coming up to this corner? We'll wait and see as Kazuto gets another 3 seconds. Lamb's just tucked in back behind Aben now. Aben is under intense pressure from Lamb here. Do you think Lamb's going to get the job done anytime? As Echo's going to have a look here. Who's going to come out in front? Lamb does. Echo does back out of that. Most exciting thing we've seen so far, Gov.
Oh yeah, that was good effort. You know, you got to go for it. Like Kat said, there's a gap you got to go for. Otherwise, you're not a racing car driver. And these guys are still going for it. And he knows that he needs to get past him. You know, he's on the mediums, and Aben's tires will fall off. So Ryan Adair will get the move done. The question is when. That is the biggest thing at the moment. He's in the DRS of Terrence, so he is in a great position at the moment, Aben. And Ryan will know that he's got 3 seconds and Aben's got 5 going into this race as well. So Aben will want to try and push up as much as he can. But talking about the front, we saw earlier on, we'll just go on to penalties now, that Kaz has now dropped into that 6 seconds. So Winter is going to have a 3-second gap there. We're seeing a move going on between Abhishek and Tazio. Tazio is going side by side with Abhishek. Abhishek on to the right. Ooh, a little bit of a contact there. Tazio tries to keep his line. Abhishek goes round, gets the move done up into P13. Does have that 9 seconds of pens. Winter, as I was saying, does have that 3 seconds on Kaz at the moment. Ricardo at the moment is looking to take P1 because he does have no penalties. Angus and Gangster have 3. Gangster has 6, same as Kaz. There is a long way to go, and if Winter gets a penalty and Ricardo gets a penalty, this could be done on penalties at the end of this race, Dilby.
Yeah, it is very much looking that way because it's a tight pack at the moment. But in saying that, Kazuto has dropped out of Winter's DRS now, and he's dropped half a second this lap now that he's no longer in it. So
that's an issue.
Winter could be starting to create a gap. That could very much work in Winter's favour, especially if Kazuto can slow down Ricardo for long enough. But once again, we're very much a long way from the end of the race, and there could be more safety cars yet. We'll have to see as Ricardo does look to get the move done. He's got past him now. Is Kazuto going to try and get back? We'll wait and see. He does not have the opportunity to, as Ricardo got the DRS and Kazuto did not. What did you think of that, guys?
Oh! Big accident in the back! Big accident in the back! We've got Zach User, and it looks like Levo have come together. An issue at the back. Levo's got 10 seconds for a collision with, and he's retired on track. What are you doing, man? Oh, that's a big pen. That is a big pen coming. That wasn't needed. Well, it won't be a safety car because they're already round. So what he's tried to do there is silly. Just put the car into the pits. Big penalty. Big penalty coming out there, and I'll just put that into the chat. I'll let you take it away.
I've got it.
Chat.
I've already clipped it and everything.
Just so I know.
We've got Winter out the front now. I believe we're still under a VSC. As the track is, it's full yellows. Winter's out the front, followed by Ricardo in P2, who's 3 seconds behind. Kazuto in P3. Angus P4, Gangster P5, Brad P6, Terrence P7, Aben P8, Lamb P9, Echo P10, Symphonic P11, Zombie P12, Abhishek P13, Suts P14, Tazio P15, and Bucking Bronco P16.
Yeah, that's...
So we're down to 16 races. We're back green and racing.
Oh,
Winter hasn't necessarily got the jump that he wanted on Ricardo. Ricardo's back to 1.4 now after it was almost getting close to that 2 second mark. I'll hand it back over to you, Gov.
Yeah, it was around about that 2 seconds, and he's pulled it down to 1.5. So it looked like obviously Ricardo and Kaz having that battle earlier on, and Ricardo obviously on those mediums. The question is, how far can he go on those mediums? Winter is in control of this race at the moment, but it is Ricardo's race to lose. But there is still a long way to go. We're not even at the full 50% stage yet of this race, and really disappointed to see that from Levo as well after. Obviously, he done the reserve program, and that's really unfortunate. So a big penalty coming there, and really unfortunate for Zach User as well on his debut. Only 28 laps and a half. So we've lost Levo, we've lost Zach, we've lost Sick Padding, we've lost Rossi. So really unfortunate. 16 cars though, all scoring points. So as it stands at the moment, all of them will get points. Well, everyone's getting points from the get-go. But a little bit unfortunate there. But talking about this, nothing has changed between the guys that were leading this race. Lamb still stuck behind Aben, Echo still behind him, Symphonic still behind him, and Zombie still behind him. And they're all on 12 laps, near enough the same of the guys at the front, apart from the top 4 who are all on 14.
I think we're going to see Lamb make a move here.
Yep.
He's right under the rear wing of Aben. Is he going to do it? He looks to shape to the outside. Aben goes to go back out, but Lamb's got round him. He's taking the outside line through the corner. Who'll get the power down better? It's looking like they're going to be side by side into the next corner, but Lamb's got the inside line. We'll see how he goes. It looks like Aben is going to be slotting back in behind Lamb. Lamb will be happy to get that done and keep moving now after Terrence, but now Aben's going to have to deal with Echo. Aben's, he's put him in a tough spot here with these guys. They're definitely been very quick today. They just got unfortunate with that safety car. Over to you, Gov.
Yeah, great move there from Ryan Adair. He knew that he needed to get that move done. He knows how difficult it is. Remember from Vegas, getting past the Astons, they know what they're doing when they're both together. But unfortunately, one is up in P2 and the other one's in P9, so they're not together this time. He does get the job done. It is hards versus medium, so does that show that Aben could be struggling? We've seen that Kaz was struggling early on. He looks like he's had another win there. He's very close. Abhishek, another penalty. Really unfortunate down there in P13. He's in points, but he's got Isaac Sutton, known as Sut, right behind him in that P14 position. And we'll just look at the leader. See, 14 seconds. So still, if one of these guys spin at the front, that could still have an opportunity to win this race still, as Suts gets the move done. Does he? Let's have a look. Abhishek is going to push it as well. He gets scope for the move on the right-hand side, but no, Suts says no, thank you very much. I'll take that position up to P13. Aben, though, is about to lose out because Echo gets the move done around the outside. What a move from the Williams driver. And he is now back up to following Lamb once again on lap 30 out of 70. Back up to the front. Let's have a look. Zombie. He has got the move done on Tazio. Tazio's dropped down to P15. Earlier on, we saw the move that Tazio got on him. He then got it back, but he is at the back of Symphonic and he cannot get past. It is just basically follow the leader or follow the pack. And that's the hardest part of this race at the moment. Winter, though, in a good position, 1.8 seconds out in front at the moment. Ricardo, are those mediums starting to fall off, Dilby?
Yeah, I would have to think that they're about to if they haven't already. Not an ideal position to be in. I'm not sure what strategies they've entailed here, whether they'll go to the hards next or if they're going to push out these mediums for a fair few more laps. I'm not really sure to what they have left in the garage that they can use as well, but we'll just have to wait and see. As we're seeing Lamb, he's behind Terrence, but he hasn't been able to look like making a move yet, unfortunately. So, well, fortunate in my case. For Lamb, probably unfortunate that he hasn't been able to make a move. But as in saying that, Lamb's getting right under Terrence's rear wing here, coming up into the fast left-hander, but can't get past him. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Out the front, we are seeing Kazuto's getting very close to the back of Ricardo. Over to you, Gov.
Sorry, Dilby. Ryan Adair is really pushing it. I think he may be getting a little bit frustrated, or he just may think I need to get past these guys because he is literally only 10 seconds from the leader at the moment. He does have that 3 seconds, and I don't know if that was a push-off track. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And he's really trying to get past Terrence. We know that Terrence can defend very, very well and is the tyre whisperer on those hard compound tyres, but he doesn't need to do anything silly. He's 5.5 tenths. He's got a battle with Brett. He's got no penalties. And Terrence, at the moment, is looking at P5 at the moment in this race as it stands, and probably could even be getting further up if anything later on happens in this race. We've got 3 laps to go before we are at a full 50%, which is halfway there. And we have had some fantastic racing. And if you look at the gaps, Dilby, 21 seconds now from P16 to P1, but P10 is only 11 seconds to P1. It is insane, and these guys are going at it. We are seeing a gap though. Gangster's fallen way off. He's now 5.6 seconds behind Angus, and he's going to come under extreme pressure, and he is holding up Brett, Terrence, Ryan, Echo, Aben, Symphonic, Zombie. That is a lot of cars that you're holding up.
Lamb's had a slide. Lamb slid back there, and unfortunately now he's coming under pressure from Echo again. He's fallen off the back of Terrence with that, unfortunately for him, but it looks like he's kept going. He saved it and managed to get back on the track, and he'll be trying to get that move to Terrence, but I do believe he's starting to get a bit impatient and probably pushing a bit harder than what he really should be. We've still got 38 odd laps in this race, so we don't need to panic just yet. What's your thoughts on that, Gov?
Well, at the moment, I'm hearing in the chat that he's getting frustrated and he is wanting to get past these guys, but you gotta take your time because if you do something silly, your race could be over. And these guys have every right to be there. As you can see, Lamb a lot quicker into turn one on Terence there, but he just can't get the move done. Terence is going to put the car in the way. There you go. See, right in the way. Can't get the move done the line. Tries to go for the switch. We're just going to stay on board with Lamb for a full lap just to see how he goes. And just going to see the frustration as well because what's happening, and these guys know it. Echo know it. Lamb know it. And Symphonic and Zombie know it. There is a 5.6. Oh, Zombie getting
Zombie gets 3 seconds.
Ouch. And like I was
Oh.
saying, this is what the frustrating part is. They know there is a 5.8 second gap from Gangster to Angus. And that is the problem. He is holding up all of these guys, probably not on purpose. He's just right. He can race his own race, you know, and this is what it's all about. And these guys need to get the move done because they need to be able to catch away. Otherwise, those front four are going to just run away with it, you know, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to be very, very hard then to try and capitalise. And maybe these guys will maybe even then start to think about changing the strategy and going for an undercut to try and get up, you know, in front of this traffic and get the jump on him. That could be a big thing that could be done next. We'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, Winter's in control. Ricardo's in control. Kaz is very, very close to the Ricardo as well. So he's found a second wing in that V-carb at the moment. But as you can see, Ryan Adair is getting frustrated. And all it is, take your time, concentrate, long race, think about it, and then maybe try and think about looking at a different strategy. That would be my advice.
We've just had a nickname for Terence put in the chat there. The Hong Kong Minister of Defence is what Mars is calling him. So it seems to be defending quite well, and it is making Lamb a bit aggressive, which we know when that happens, things can go wrong for Lamb, and that's not something that you want to see. When things go pear-shaped, makes a mistake, or... Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see and make sure that nothing major happens there, but it does look like Lamb is settling down a bit more now, as Terence is coming up onto the back of Bread as well, so the whole pack here is... It's not going to help Lamb by getting past Terence, as he's still got Bread and Gangster to get past as well. As we're seeing...
I love the comments. He's just chilling. He's just chilling. I love it. I love it. They just say he's just chilling, sitting there, leaning back, smoking a cigar and chilling, as you could see. As we see, it looked like there was a move going on there. Is Ricardo and Kaz looked like they were coming together. So the mediums could be getting to a situation. We are now halfway through, Dilby, and what a race this has been. But Winter has got a nice little 3.2 second gap on Ricardo at the moment. He's clear of Kaz with those penalties. I think Kaz has got 6, yeah, so he's clear at the moment. So Winter having the bit of drive tonight at him and Zombie.
Yeah, I think worst case scenario for Winter right now would be a safety car, but unfortunate to see Zombie back there as Abhishek gets another 3 second. I do believe that'll be up to 15 seconds now, unfortunately, but Winter's having a great race out the front there. That safety car brought him right into it, and then he managed to get the safety car restart pretty well, and he broke DRS nice and early, so now he's just been able to open that gap up out the front to the point where the penalty doesn't matter at this stage. So he'll just be focusing on keeping it clean and keeping it on track and getting to the end now, I imagine. Praying for no safety cars, as we have seen the gap between Angus and Gangster has closed a little bit, but not a whole lot. But you can see definitive gaps on the track map there between Winter and Ricardo, and then Angus and Gangster. So even if Lamb and Echo and those do get past the cars in front, I think they've got a big task ahead of them to get back to that P4, let alone get up to Winter out the front. What's your thoughts on that, Gov?
Well, I think he just needs to concentrate. He's in, you know, no pressure. You've got the 3 seconds. He knows that. He's a 3.5 second. I'm sure he's being told he's in the lead by 3.5 seconds. Ricardo's got no penalties. Ricardo's is on the mediums. So Winter's going to have the advantage there. It doesn't look like Ricardo is really pulling him in. He's 3.7 now, so he could be losing a little bit of time. So Winter's in prime. He's in control. He just needs to relax, take his time, and just race his own race. Not worry about anything else. You know, Zombie's down there in P12. You know, it's like if you're looking at the difference between him and Zombies, 14 seconds between them. You know, and anything can happen in this race. We've lost Levo, Zach Hughes, Sick Buddy, Rossi. It's still a long way to go. We're at we're halfway stage now. This is where it's going to get crunch time. This is where it's concentration at its finest. As there you go. See, mediums have obviously gone, so we're going to be seeing a pit stop from Ricardo. Will we see it from Aben as well from the Aston? There you go. So there you go, double stack from the Aston, and I'm sure that they'll get the job done. Let's have a look at Bunkin Bronco. Is he going to do the same? That just gives you an idea that the mediums know Bronco's going to continue, so he's going to go a little bit extra. So there you go. So that gives you a bit of an idea. 21 laps on the mediums, and these guys now will probably go hards till the end of the race, and these guys on the hards still have to stop. So there's a long way to go still in this race.
Yeah, it's a long race. We'll just have to wait and see how things go here, but I do believe Lamb's tyres were starting to hurt a bit there, trying so aggressively to get past Terrence. As I've seen a couple of times he's been going out and looking for that fresher air, and he hasn't been all over the back of Terrence like he previously has. As Lamb's out in the grass after the chicane, that's not what you want to see. That's going to cost him a little bit as well. Gives Terrence a bit of a reprieve there, but I haven't seen Terrence being able to get a move on Brad either, but they're just sticking in there behind, following Gangster at the moment. We've still got a hell of a long way to go yet. Do you think we're going to see... Lamb hits the back of Terrence and spins him a bit.
Ooh.
Lamb...
No, he's in. He's not happy. He's not happy. You can see it. He is not happy. Hopefully he's got no damage and there's not a front wing change. Terrence is going to come under extreme pressure now down the main straight as Echo is about to try and make a move there. They're going to want to get that done as soon as possible, but he's got Symphonic. And this is the problem. There's so much competition behind them. They can't afford to make a mistake as Symphonic. And then he goes into the back of Echo. Does he get a better grip coming out? No, he doesn't. And Echo keeps in that position, and then you go again, fights another day. Terrence is out in P6. And the thing is as well, Great has not been able to get the move done on Gangster. So they're all stuck in that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th position. And then now Gangster's 5.5, and he's not really gaining on Angus. Angus is in the DRS of Kaz. Kaz is out obviously on his own, but Angus is not really making any ground on Kaz. So no one's really making any ground on anyone. And that's the difficult part about the track. And that's why it's a challenge in itself. And as you can see, Ryder Dan now is in P14. Clean air, hard. He's going to go again. He just needs to concentrate, take his time, and go again. The question is, will he get the jump on Echo, Symphonic, and Terrence? Because that's what he'll want to do now.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Unfortunately, Lamb hitting the back of Terrence really hurt him there for a second, as he was a good 1.8 seconds out the back of Brad, but Terrence has reeled in 9/10 on the back of Brad across that lap, so I think Terrence may be doing a bit of tyre saving and pace controlling here, and he's just had to push to make sure he gets...
Sorry, Symphonic. Yep, he's in. He's decided to call it. Lamb's coming around the final corner. Symphonic's in the pits. I think Lamb's going to get him here. He's been so fast on this lap. Has Symphonic timed it? No, he hasn't, because Symphonic's now coming down. Lot Ram down the main straight. So he's got the job done on Symphonic. How far does Symphonic fall back? Oh, he's going to go behind Aben and Sat. Symphonic, that's interesting, you know, and that's another thing. He's now falling all the way down from P15, and he's lost out 2 spots to Lamb. So there you go. There's the undercut, and Lamb is now up in P12, 7 seconds behind Ricardo. And he is in an Aston Martin sandwich. So he was behind Aben beforehand, struggling to get past him. He got the job done. Now he's behind another Aston with 7 seconds, and Ricardo on 2 lap fresher tyres. This is going to be a hard night for the Ferrari driver and TP of Lamb.
Yeah, I believe when we see everyone pit there that you will see Ricardo out the front, as the undercut does seem to be quite valuable around here, as we've seen the difference between Lamb and Symphonic. Lamb getting out of that traffic and doing that lap is put him a couple seconds up the road from Symphonic, really. It's 4, almost 5 seconds ahead of Symphonic now, so not ideal for Symphonic. Great move for Lamb. I imagine Lamb's going to be in the hunt to try and catch back up to Ricardo, but we'll just have to wait and see. But as we got, Lamb's just gone and set the fastest lap of the race, so he very much could be on track here to catch up to Ricardo, but We're still a long way from the end. Still 30 more laps after this one to go, but Winter's now 4.5 seconds out the front from Kazuto. But she's a long way from the fat lady singing. We've also had a message highlight from Mars here. Guys, do not overtake without hitting someone's back, please. So, interesting highlight from Mars there. Yeah. But we're seeing a very, very interesting split across the track map there, Gov. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. With the leader, you can see there, Lamb is he's flying, but he is 25 seconds away from the leader. That is a big, big gap, and these guys have still got to pit, and he's got traffic, you know, and he's in clean air at the moment, which is good. And you can see Ricardo and Tazio, and I think Abhishek and all that, they're in traffic at the moment. As you can see, Angus getting a little bit closer to the back of Kaz, and obviously Winter will be over the moon with this as it stands. He's got a 3 seconds, but he's then got 4 other drivers or 3 other drivers behind him that have penalties as well. But he's going to have to pit. And the question is, where is he going to come out when he does make that decision? As Tazio does get the job done on Ricardo there. So Ricardo making a little bit of a mistake. And Tazio getting back out in front. Ricardo trying to go around the outside. Gets the job done. And he's back out in front. And it's obviously Tazio. I don't know what happened there, but he was on 26 laps on the hard, so I don't know what happened. It must have been a mistake from Ricardo because he's only on 4 laps, and as Sutz gets past Aben, they're going side by side up the hill. Who's going to get the move done? Oh, it's going to go side by side, and the Williams takes it, and he's in the P13, and Aben is down into P14, and Symphonic is right behind that. And he's going to think, God, these guys need to get a move on because I am losing time to Lamb, which has been his battle most of the night. So back up to the front, 5 seconds now between Kaz and Winter. Winter is in control of this race, but I'll tell you something, there is a long way to go still. We've got obviously 28 laps to go, I think, now. And looks like Ricardo has just got the job done on Abhishek. So he's got Tazio, no, he's got Abhishek, and he's now in the P9. These guys are on very old tyres, though. So we're probably looking to see around that 50 mark. And then we'll probably see them on the mediums. We'll have to wait and see what happens next. Or could be another set of hards. Could be a medium, hard strategy. We'll have to wait and see at the moment. But Ricardo, on those 5 laps, he'll pick this up. The question will be now, Dilby, is how quick will it be? You know, these guys on the 26th and the 27s, if they mess around too much, Ricardo and Lamb and Sutz, Aben, Symphonic could overtake them. They could get out in front. So they've got to be careful of how long they want to push these tyres. Because as we've seen early on, it's all right getting on fresh tyres, but you've got to pass. And it's been a struggle tonight for those guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how long this top 8 go on these 27 laps.
Yeah, it's one thing to do quick laps. It's another thing to get the pass done. Oh, sorry. But yeah, we saw last night without TRS, it was even harder.
He's made 7 seconds.
He's made 7 seconds already.
3 laps, yeah.
I think he'll have to see a lot of the guys pull the trigger here, but we'll just wait and see who extends, who has what tyres in the shed will be the other question is, are some of these guys going to have to go to mediums instead of hards? Then you'll extend the hard stint more, but I couldn't tell you what tyres they've got there, so just have to wait and see. That'd be the only reason I could see you extending the hard stint for excessively long is if you've only got mediums left, but who knows?
But
seeing Terrence, he's starting to come under a bit of pressure from Zombie there, but it'll be interesting to see whether he fights the battle or if Terrence is happy to let Zombie pass.
The situation, though, the Lamb is in. I'm just looking at the leader. He is flying. He's out to 20 seconds, so he's obviously above the pit stop. Problem is, he's on 5 lap hards. These guys are going to be on 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 lap pressure. So that's going to be the struggle. And if they have the... Oh, he goes very wide there. He's pushing. He is really pushing. He's put it down to 19 now. So he's pushed the pit lane stage. So if they decide to pit now, he'll be the leader, right? But he's going to be on 6 lap more tyres than them. They're going to be on very fresh tyres. So when he comes down to it and those tyres start to fall off, they could pick him off. So that's going to be the question. And it's going to be the question is, how long do these guys go? Do they go real long and then push for a medium strategy to the end? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting one there. Oh, there's a little bit of drama there. And Zombie comes in. It looks like Brett missed his braking point, or something's happened there. Zombie up in a P6 there. Terrence up in a P5, and he's got away with it again. And then you've got Echo who's stuck. Look at that. You've got the Alpine and the Mercedes. They're going at it. Zombie tries to get the move done, and Brett gets the move done, and Zombie is trying to hold on to position. And he does, because Echo can't get the move done. Oh, a little bit of drama going on there as Echo loses the back end coming up the hill. And that brings Ricciardo into it now. And I'll tell you, this race is not over. These guys are pushing. They know that they need to get these positions. And Brett has pulled that back in from Zombie after Zombie did get the move done on him. And Brett's pulled it back in. So good drive there from the Alpine driver. And yeah, it's getting juicy in that P5, P6, P7, P8. And as you can still see, Winter is still out. So gonna be interesting to see how long are these guys gonna go P1 down to P8, Dilby.
Yeah, it's interesting because from what I'm seeing, looking at the data, I think Terrence may be tyre saving here and trying to extend these hards as long as possible, because when he falls out of that DRS, he reels that in very quickly back to the car in front, and now that Brett's out of his DRS, it makes it a lot easier to the point where he doesn't have to defend as hard. But
damage!
it just...
Damage! Zombie's hit the back of Brett and he's lost the front left-hand side. And look at this, he's got Lamb, he's got Ricciardo, he's savaged.
Oh!
And he's lost 3 positions and he's got damage. Absolute drama here for Mercedes. And Lamb is now into P7. And that is what he wanted. He needs to get past, and he is now on the back of Brett on 7 laps as Echo gets a penalty down in P10. It's all going on here, and it's now where it's starting to get real juicy and very aggressive at the same time. Zombie's going to have to pit. He's going to lose way too much time, and he's going to have to make a decision here. 29 laps on those hards, front left gone. Ricciardo now in front. Ryan Adair now in front, and Ryan is all over the back of Brett, and it looks like he'll try and make a move on the right hand side. No, he doesn't. He stays with him, and now looking at Lamb's lead is 17 seconds, but he's on 7 laps, as I said before. Here, look at this. He's really pushing Brett around into the final hairpin. It's all going on here, and Zombie stays out. He stays out. He's not he's going to continue. Gangster is in after 30 laps on the hards. He's going to drop all the way down to last, near enough. So, yeah, there you go. Going longer may not work for Winter. Winter could be in trouble here.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how quickly Lamb can close up on the back of Terrence, and whether he brings a few of those drivers with him as well. As at the moment, I'd say Lamb is really going to be leading this race, as it's 11, 12 odd seconds, 13 at most. Oh, hang on, my maths is wrong there. It's about 15 seconds up to the front to Winter. So whether Winter, I don't believe Winter will be able to make it all the way on these tyres, but we'll have to wait and see. But as you said, getting there is one thing, making the overtake's another. So it's a tough spot to be in. As Tazio goes and gets a 3 seconds as well, there's a lot of penalties across the board. So, but we'll just flick across to the penalties now and have a quick look at that. As we've got Winter with 3 seconds. Angus gets past Kazuto.
We've
missed on it. Kazuto's in the pits.
This is in.
Angus with 3 seconds. Kazuto with 6.
Up to P.
Ryan Adair with 3. Zombie with 3. Abhishek with 15. Tazio with 3. Gangster with 6. Echo with 3. And that's the penalties across the board there, as Kazuto's going to come out all the way down in P12 behind Symphonic and Abhishek.
Brett and Zombie and Echo again as Echo tries to go around the outside. I think he's going to have the grip because of the damage. Zombie can't hold on to the car and he drops down. He's lost another 2. Oh, he's going to be frustrated with this because he's losing out to drivers. Sorry, it was Isaac, not Echo. My apologies. As Isaac is in front now, I'm going to jump back off on penalties back to tyres because I'm just trying to see the gap there. And you can see 9 laps to Zombie. So he's really pushing those 31 laps. But the problem is, he's now been overtaken by someone on 9 laps. He's then got Braid, who is still on those 32 laps, that's holding that P6 position. A great drive from him tonight. And Zombie's going to fall even further down because then he's got not many guys behind him that are on old tyres. He's got Abhishek down in P12 that just gets overtaken by Kaz. And then he's also got Tazio on 32 laps. So if he's not careful, he's going to be last. He could
Lance
pull back.
going side by side with Terrence into the final corner. He's got past him. I was about to say, we've got a massive tyre gap there. We'll see how long Terrence holds up Lamb for, but now we're going to see Ricardo try and make a move on Terrence, and he gets it done. Terrence has just let him pass there. Bit unfortunate for Terrence, but not a lot he can do there. No DRS, older tyres. So we see Gangster set the fastest lap. The guys on the stream are asking for Gap 2 leader.
I did it earlier.
How much? Oh, you did it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure. We see Echo go fastest now. This is interesting to see whether Lamb's going to be able to catch Angus. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's really heating up, and Lamb has done an absolute fantastic job. He's been fantastic tonight. Does have that 3 seconds. He is 12 seconds behind Angus. He is 11 seconds behind the leader as well. And the problem is how long is Angus and Winter going to go? Because they're losing time to Lamb. Lamb is flying on those hards. And I'll tell you something, Lamb does not want a safety car if these guys pit, because that is going to be it. They are all going to be on fresher tyres, and he's going to be on 10 laps, and he's not going to have the gap to make any time. So, at the moment, how it's going, he's 3.7 seconds behind Angus with the 3 second time penalty, the same as Angus and same as Winter. So we've got 3 guys all on the same amount of penalties, but Winter has a 7.5 second gap at the front at the moment, and Ricardo is 1.2, and we're seeing Bread and Zombie are going at it again. Oh, there's a bit of a smack there from Zombie and Bread, but that's racing. And Zombie, look at this, it's all going on here between P7, 8, 9 and 10 and 11, because you've got Kaz in it as well, and Aben, Symphonic, and it's Zombie, and they're going side by side. A little bit of damage there again. It looks like Zombie has pushed into P8 there, and Bread holds his position again. And Zombie and Bread are the only ones on the older tyres, but he's struggling, and that is going to let Symphonic into it, and they just don't. Oh, Symphonic goes for the move, round the chicane, goes round the outside, can't get the move done, and Zombie is really trying to hold on to this, and Symphonic round the outside, in better grip.
Oh, Zombie's lost it.
He's gone, he dropped down into P11, he needs the pit now, and Symphonic going to P8, Bread is still, how is Bread surviving on those 34 laps, and Zombie's not? This is just extraordinary, and Symphonic down at P8, he'll be happy with that, because he's got the job done on Aben, and Kaz needs to get the job done on him as well. Let's have a look, Zombie's got to come in, no, he's continuing!
Lamb's caught Angus.
Wow, this is insane.
Lamb has already caught Angus. That is wild. Abhishek gets another 3 seconds.
Oh, wow. 20
Not ideal, but...
Oh, we got more drama.
And Lamb's got past Angus now.
We got more drama. We got Bread and Symphonic. It's that turn 1. It's that turn 1, Dilby. It's all going on. And that turn 2. Oh, Symphonic hits the back at Bread. And Bread again. How is Bread doing this? He is being a Titanic. He has been the biggest boat you've ever seen in your whole entire life. He is doing a fantastic job. But the thing is, they are just losing. He is 21 seconds behind the leader at the moment. And he is really causing a problem. And this is the reasons why Alpine are leading the overalls. Because these are the drives they are doing. Yes, Tazio's down there in P13. Bread tonight from Division 3 has had an absolute stellar drive, and he is causing problems, because the problem is, Dilby, these guys behind are all on fresh tyres, and they want to get past, and they just can't, and that's the problem.
Yeah, it's tough ask, but these hard tyres are the used ones are very much slowing people down, and as we're seeing, I believe Angus has gone into the pits now.
Yep.
So, interesting to see. Brett at the moment is
Here we go again.
holding up a fair few people as Symphonic gets past him finally.
Ooh, double.
And it looks like Kazuto is going to as well, both the V-carbs.
Oh, lovely.
Yep, they've got the job done, got past Brett, and they're back on their way. So they'll be hunting after Terrence now, as they are 6.5 seconds behind Terrence. So, interesting to see.
Abin gets through as well. Abin gets through, so Bread's lost 1, 2, 3. Kaz is now gone in front of Symphonic. V-Carb's doing a fantastic job again. Very, very similar to what we saw in Jeddah. Doing a great job. P7 and P6 at the moment. Symphonic no pens. Kaz with that 6-second time penalty. Zombie and Gangster going at it. Oh, Zombie's into the wall. He's hit the wall. And that's absolute streaks going bad to Wales for Zombie tonight. And Tazio is getting closer. I think he may have had an incident with Gangster. I'm just trying to see if there's any damage on Gangster's car. And he is, I don't know if he's going to have a puncture or he's got serious damage to that car. You've got to bring that car in. Got to bring that car in. He's going to score points, but he is, it's been a tough night for him. Earlier on, great start, battling, but after that pit stop, they've just not been able to get through. And let's have a look here. Zombie is now yep, he's coming in. There you go. He is in. So he's called it. Going to get that front wing change, and here we go again. Gangster out in front and get the move done on Bread. Zombie will probably be last after this pit stop strategy, so not gone the night, but we know anything can happen in this race. 52 laps out of 70, and Ryan Adair, wow, 13.
We've got a surprise interview for Connor.
Yeah.
So if Connor would like to hop in here.
What a race!
Unfortunately,
what a race!
Yeah. Very interesting. Not what we expected after the way that the race started with. It was the Williams of Echo, Lamb, who were the other two? Zombie and Symphonic were all out the front battling there, and then that safety car has just put them down the pack, and it didn't look like they were going to have much luck, but we're seeing Lamb. Lamb is within 2.6 seconds of Winter now. That is crazy to think about, and Lamb's tyres are starting to get some age, but Winter's are almost 40 laps old. So we'll just have to wait and see, as I believe our surprise interview has just turned up. Would you like to start us off, Gov?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Connor. Obviously, this race, 100%, who said that they can be dull? This has been epic all the way through. We're on 50 laps under 70. You've got your teammate, Winter, leading the way, 2.1 seconds. But when is this guy going to pit? Because Lamb is on his... Well, he's on his heels very, very quickly. He's been fantastic. Both got penalties. Zombie, on the other hand, has not had probably... He's been a bit unfortunate. What's your thoughts to the two Mercedes drivers tonight?
Well, the boys will get it done. Brian's currently in there engineering that, so I know Brian well enough now. I know that he knows what he's doing, and he'll be looking at the gaps. He'll know where he wants to get Winter to come out. So we'll probably just be looking for a bit of nice, clear air for Winter to come out in and hunt old Ryan down.
Yeah, we've seen that tonight. We've seen, obviously, how it started, that most of the guys were, at the start, 17 laps. You had Ryan behind, Echo, obviously had Zombie and Winter, and then obviously Zombie pulled away. And then they decided to pit, and then they pulled them back down. And then all of a sudden, they just could not get through, and Zombie was actually being overtaken by other cars on older tyres. He did get the move done again, but now it's really hurt him. He's down there in P16 behind the leader, 50 seconds behind the leader, so not the night for him. Winter, though, has continued to go. He's done an absolute fantastic job starting on those hards, but he is bringing Lamb into this battle, and we've seen Lamb struggle tonight trying to get past Echo. What do you think is going to be the situation now? We're at 54 laps. We're looking at Winter on 40. Obviously, it looks like it's going to be a medium strat. Do you believe that Winter can come back at Lamb and get the win here?
100%. 100%. I know Winter's been... he's very hungry for this win. He's been wanting to get one of these wins for a fair while now. He wants to prove a point, so I have more than enough faith in him. And I know that he has the raw pace to be there as well.
Yeah, well, we're just about to see it because Ryan is right behind him. I'm just going to cut you off for a quick second because Ryan is coming around the funnel here, pin now, and he looks like he's going to get DRS. Do we see Winter coming in? No, we don't. We see him continue. He is going to be very slow on those hards, and Ryan is nearly right behind. Can he get the move done? Gov, rain to happen very shortly. Oh, this is going to spice things up massively. Is this the reasons why Winter is on the hards? But could he lose that position to Ryan Adair? As Ryan Adair does get the move done. 40 laps to 17, and we're hearing rain is imminent. More drama in this race on lap 55 out of 70. Back to you, Connor. This week you've got the same here again. How are you feeling? You feeling scared? Are you looking forward to the challenge? We've seen, I think, Division 5 have never done this. So this is going to be a first for a lot of people.
Well, it's been a while since I was at Hungary. I think the last time I raced at Hungary was actually in Rush, back on the old Xbox PC days with you guys. And back on the 22 game, I kind of liked it. So I haven't done any practice until today. I did a bit of a practice session today. Times aren't looking too bad, so we're feeling okay and hoping to go for the back podium.
70 laps, mate, and you're feeling good.
Yep. Yeah,
I love it.
We'll take it as it comes, one lap at a time, but we'll get there in the end.
All right, well, thanks for jumping in, and I'll pass you over to Dilby if he's got any questions for you.
Yeah, I'll just say a quick statement about the race at the moment. As we've seen, Lamb has gapped Winter by 1.7 seconds on that lap after getting past him. Are we going to see, without giving too much away from the strategy, are we holding Winter out in order for this rain, or are we going to see Winter put on a dry set of tyres?
Well, I was meant to be in the. I thought I was going to go in and listen in on the engineering tonight, but I've been watching the football instead. But I do know that I think that off of memory, I feel like at this type of stage you'd go long.
Sorry to interrupt. We've got a car spun or something. I believe it's Tazio's in the grass. Yeah, he's re-entered just in front of Zombie. That could be looked at by the stewards. We'll have to wait and see after the race. Sorry, keep going.
No, but I feel like you'd have to, like, if you knew there was rain coming, if the boys knew there was rain coming, you'd try to. You'd be silly not to at this stage. Really, there's no point coming in. You'll lose more than you'll gain.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that's the way it's looking. As you're seeing a few guys there that are on that older tyres. Up the front, you've got Winter in P2. Then you've got Terrence in P6 and Brad down in P12 on the older tyres. Sorry, but yeah. Do you think that if it gets wet, that Winter's going to have the pace in order to catch back up to Lamb and probably get past him?
Maybe. I'm not too sure about catching Lamb, but I definitely think that he'll be getting a interview from Winter tonight, because I definitely think he'll be ending up on that podium.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I don't believe I've got any more questions for you that I can think of. Just the battle's getting quite interesting down in P6 and 7, so appreciate you joining in the comms box as we see Symphonic get past Terrence. And we're going to have a look. Is Abin going to have a dive? No, he does not. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Connor. And
thank you, boys. I'll leave you to it. And apparently the boys in chat are saying it's raining, so hopefully you have something interesting to watch.
It is. It's raining.
Yeah, it's starting to spit.
All right, ladies and boys, have a good night.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Oh, we've got Abin and Angus going at it. Mediums and hards. Oh, Angus goes a little bit too far, comes back on. Abin tries to go around the outside, doesn't, has to get on the brakes, and Gangster has to put the brakes on, otherwise he's going to go back at him. The question is now, Winter needs to be very careful because he is on very old hards, and I'll tell you something, Dilby, hards do not go well with wet weather. And he's driving like an old man at the moment into that final hairpin. And he comes in. Ryan Adair's pit as well. So if this is the Mercedes strategy, this hasn't worked.
Yeah, interesting to say the least. As we see Kazuto dives into the pits as well. Is Symphonic going to follow? What's going to happen here? Symphonic follows in. Terrence follows in. Angus stays out. Angus has stayed out. That may not be a great call.
No, it's coming down.
But DRS has not been disabled yet. Interesting to see. So we're going to see Bread goes into the pits as well. And what about Abhishek? Abhishek goes in as well. What about when now we've got Tazio coming up? I think we're going to see pretty much everyone except for Angus go into the pits. We'll wait. Yep, Bread's in. Bronco's in. What about Zombie? Is Zombie going to go in?
He's already on. He's
We'll
already on.
wait and see. Oh, he's already on.
Yeah, they're coming into the pits, so he may get a few of them. Let's have a look. He's coming down he's coming around the final corner now. This could help Mercedes a little bit here. Bunky Bronco now coming out. Albashek is out. He gains 1 spot, 2 spots. So it's helped.
I'm pretty sure he was ahead of them when he pitted for him anyway. So I don't think he's actually gained anything.
No, he was behind. He was behind because he went off on the grass and hit the wall, and then had to change his front wing. As you can see, he's got two sides now, so he's all good. But he's 4.1 seconds behind Albashik.
And DRS is gone.
And he is 46 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah.
And Angus.
Angus is still out there on those mediums. I think we're going to have to see him come in here. I can't imagine he'll stay out, especially with DRS disabled now. He's in. We're asking for a pen look over.
Yep, done.
Don't think we've got any major battles going on at the moment. You've looked over him, sorry. I didn't realise that.
No, pen's already on screen. I'm onto it, Dilby, mate. 59 laps, and I think this race is now going to come down to, well, who can survive?
Who can keep it straight?
Who can survive now? Because they are coming close to 10 laps of racing left. And, well, I'll tell you something. If you think you're strategic here, Winter has now gone from P1 to P3. Ricardo is out in front. Ricardo is now at 9.5 seconds behind Lamb. But technically, he's 9.8. He's 7 seconds. Can he make 7 seconds in 10 laps? That's going to be the question, because Winter has gone from first, and the way this race is going, he's going to drop. He'll drop down a P4. So strategy hasn't got a plan at the moment. As for Ryan Adair, but wet weather at Hungary, these guys, 59 laps, they're going to be tired, they're going to be feeling it. Concentration is key now. I still think what we've got to twist in this race, Dilby.
Yeah, we're seeing a big gap between Kazuto and Symphonic, and Kazuto's a long way off those front four. So, without a safety car or anything, I cannot see a lot of position changes happening here. As in saying that we are seeing Suts get up on the back of Winter. Winter does seem to be struggling a bit with this wet weather. We'll just have to wait and see whether he can get anything done. He won't have DRS, he'll just have slipstream and battery, but it's a tough enough track to pass on as it is, let alone removing the DRS factor from it. But everyone's now on the inters, so we'll see how it pans out. What's your thoughts, Gov, on Winter at the moment?
I would be praying to the gods there's no safety car, because if there is, this is all over for Lamb and Winter, because they've both got penalties, and Ricardo and Suts.
As we're seeing Suts, Suts was going to make a move there, but he's pulled out of it.
And the way Suts and Ricardo are racing, I think these guys could be in trouble. But 10 laps, still within the safety car limit. But yeah, I have no. The one thing I love about it is look at the change of what you've seen in this race tonight. You've seen Iko at the front, now at the back, well, in the midfield. Now Suts is up the top there, no penalties. Ricardo has just driven an absolutely amazing race all night. You know, you've got Abin down there in P9. He's obviously serving that 5, so at the moment he'll probably stay where he is, just depending on Iko. Iko's got 3, so he'll lose that position. Iko will jump him, so will maybe Angus. We'll have to wait and see. Bread has been fantastic. The defence, I know he's down there in P12. They're all going to get points. Bunkin Bronco, he's doing a great job. You know, he joined late. He had connection issues. You know, Tazio, another fantastic job. Albashik's keeping at it. Yes, he's got quite a lot of penalties, but he's going to get into the points. Zombie, still going at it, still fighting. It's just been fantastic. And obviously, Lamb tonight. The strategy, everything, you know. If he wins it, well deserved. But it's not been easy. It's not been easy, and it's been strategy. It's been the weather change that's changed it, and he's timed it perfection. Winter went probably too long on the hards. That brought Lamb into it, and yeah, he's got the job done, and now Winter's well, he's 16 seconds behind the leader, and he was leading this race.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's upsetting.
Lamb's still very much on the pace. He's put almost 2 seconds on Ricardo on that lap. I think unless a safety car comes out, Lamb is home sweet and sound at this point, but anything can happen between now and then, as we see Brad get a 3-second now. The whole back end of the grid, unfortunately, has penalties with a few split.
Well, what's it going to do for weather? Is it going to come down even more? You know, are we going to? Could we see the wets? It's really coming down. You know, and there's still time for things to change. You can see, especially that set to turn 1 area. Even in for the first corner going down the main straight. You know, very very wet. So I'm going to be getting onto that curb or that grass as well. So, and Sutz he's staying with Winter, but he's not. You know, it's going to. The question is now: is it going to be hard? Kaz is going to stay in P5 because he's got 10 seconds to Symphonics. So Symphonics does a great job! Albashika's out! What's that done? What's that done? Albashika's gone! Bunking Bronco, we've got yellows! 61, nothing is happening! No safety car! No safety car at all, and I'm just trying to find out what's happened. Has he retired on track? He has.
I think that may be the case.
He has pulled off and
I'm not
retired on track.
sure.
Oh no, why has that happened? That's going to be, well, we'll put that in. Unfortunately. That's really unfortunate there. We'll put that in. Retirement. It could be something different, but we'll wait and see. I'll let you take this one away. I'll let you jump on board with a full lap of Sutz while I write this down.
Rightio, as we're seeing Sutz in P4 at the moment, he's on the back of Winter, but hasn't been able to get the job done. He does have a 1.6 second gap to Kazuto, which Kazuto has been closing that up. But we'll just have to wait and see. Sutz is really just trying to stay with Winter, I think, here at this point, and wait for a mistake so that he can get past, because it is tough to pass in these wet conditions, as we saw last night in Div 1, but they both seem to be racing quite well. Sutz has saved a lot of battery here. He does have the battery advantage over Winter, and Winter does have a fuel light on. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Winter has a fuel light on. He's the only car on the grid with a fuel light. That could be catastrophic for Winter. We'll just have to wait and see and keep an eye on that.
Ooh, brakes a little bit early there. Sorry, back to you.
Yeah, that's going to throw a spanner in the works. We'll just have to wait and see. But Echo's still all over the back of Winter, but he just hasn't really had the opportunity to get past.
Sutz.
Over to you, Gov.
Sutz is on the back of Winter, not Echo. Echo is in P10. I just thought I'd recorrect you there.
Sorry, what did I say?
Echo.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, he's getting very close to him. I'll let you take it away. Continue to take it away. I need a breather.
That's all good. As we see, Sutz is over the back of Winter at the moment, and Kazuto's really come into this, as we see Abin gets a 3 seconds as well. Abin's not had a great race, to be honest, as well as with him having that 5 seconds, but we're seeing Sutz has got round Winter. They've touched wheels. Winter's going to lose out to Kazuto too here by the looks, as they both slid round the final corner. Kazuto's got past him as well. Winter's just lost out 2 positions, and his penalty now will not affect him due to the fact that Symphonic is over 9.5 seconds away, but maybe we'll see Kazuto try and slow Winter down, or is Kazuto going to push on and trying to attack Sutz? We'll have to wait and see. What's your thoughts, Gov?
Well, we'll just bring up the pens. Well, on that 64 out of 70, he's got 6 seconds. Winter's on the 3, so there's not much in him. So if he can gain another 3 seconds, it's going to be very interesting to see. He's 1.4 to Sutz now. What a drive from Sutz tonight. Absolutely fantastic. And Ricardo in at P2 at the moment, 15 seconds, and he doesn't look like he's going to be pushed either. So if we see anything, bright yellow lights, which means could be a crash or safety car, then Ricciardo and Sutz are going to be in prime time to win this race. And it's still within that limit as well at the moment. So Lamb is going to be wanting to, praying he can get through, because at the moment it's 3 seconds to him and Ricciardo's 15 seconds back, so he's in control of this race, as it has been a fantastic race. And then 5 laps, so 1 more lap to go, and then it's going to be out for that safety car start. So there will be no safety car as Echo gets a 3 second, and he has not been able to make his way up through the grid either. Neither has Zombie as well. So some of them have had a hard night, but the main thing is they are all scoring points. But we did lose Abhishek, Levo, Zach Yuda, Sick Putty, and Rossi. But it has been a very, very interesting night tonight. Full 20, and only, obviously, 5 people out of this race. So 15 finishing, which is great to see. A lot of pins, though. 9, 3, 6, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 6, 3, 3. So there's quite a few, which definitely is going to spice it up, especially from P8 down. But at the moment, Kaz has pulled a 2-second gap to Winter. Winter could be a little bit in trouble of losing that P4 as well, and he's going to be very careful, because if Symphonic then starts to get up there, he could even lose the P5. So Winter's got to concentrate in these last 5 laps.
Yeah, very much so. The race isn't done yet, and we are seeing Symphonic. Winter's probably more dropping than Symphonic's gaining, as per se, is Symphonic's gone from just over 10 seconds now to 8.5 behind Winter, and Terrence is on the back of Symphonic as well. It'll be interesting to see whether Terrence can get a job done there or not, but it does seem like he's losing a bit of pace to Symphonic as well, but it doesn't look like anyone's in attacking range of anyone else at this time, so we'll just have to wait and see. That's probably the closest battle we've got at the moment. So we'll stick with it for a bit. So we're seeing Terrence, he's on the back of Symphonic, but nowhere near close enough to make an overtake yet. They're coming around that final corner. The track looks to be quite slippery for them at the moment. Haven't seen much of a dry line there by the look of it, but see how he goes. As Terrence has closed up the gap by half a second on that straight. I wonder if Terrence is running a bit lower wings than what Symphonic is, sorry. But yeah, over to you, Gov.
Yeah, I think the gaps are starting to fill out now, so it's going to be very interesting to see if we do see Mylander in the safety car, because it's going to be down to driver error or someone coming together. But the only people I can think of that is Symphonic and Terrence, or Aben and Gangstar, or Echo as well, or maybe Zombie and Angus. So they are probably the only 4 cars at the moment, and it is getting closer to that safety car starting to finish up. So we're not going to get one. So anything can still happen in this race. But Lamb, what a drive from him. He's now 18 seconds out in front. So his strategy for Ferrari tonight has definitely worked out for them. And I don't know if Mercedes will look back at that and want to review it. I don't know if they'll look back and go, what did they do wrong? What could they have done? That'll be the interesting one, because Winter was in prime control of this race from after the pit stops. It's going to be an interesting one to look at. But at the moment, great drive from Sutz and Ricciardo. They're looking at that P3 and P2 position. Question is, Kaz, we were talking about earlier on, is he going to be able to make that gap? Well, he's now nearly 5 seconds in front of Winter. So Kaz, very strong in the rain, and even looking maybe even to make a little bit of a charge on Sutz for that P3 position, and you never know. A little bit of concentration span, losing it right at the end, could even get 2 could get 2 threes. But we'll still wait and see. 67 out of 70. I think 67. I think we're nearly coming to the closing stages of that safety car. As a little bit of a move going on there between Echo and Aben, I think. Or Angus has got Zombie. So Zombie's still fighting here, and he's got a massive opportunity. Goes into the side of Angus there, and he's just not had the night. And question is going to be what is going to be happening at this end of the race with stewards. I know they've got a long race to deal with, but how many tickets are we going to see? There's been a lot of drama, not many issues, but Zombie's lost his front right again and front left. It's just not happened for him tonight, and we know that he's got the pace as Ryan does get the job done. It looks like on Bronco there, I think. No, he's got the job done on Tazio. So he's lapped Tazio. So Ryan has been fantastic, and it looks like that is the safety car done and dusted. So unless Ryan crashes this car into the wall in the next 3 laps, he is going to win the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yeah, anything's possible when it's Lamb. I wouldn't put it past him, but I think at this point he's well and truly home. He just needs to keep it on the track. He's got a 20-second lead. He doesn't need to extend that anymore. But we look down the grid and we'll see Kazuto just on the back of Suts there. He hasn't got close enough to make a move, and it does seem like quite a struggle as Winters dropped 7 seconds almost off Kazuto, and Symphonic hasn't been able to catch up to Winter either. He's also got Terrence over the back of him, but it doesn't look like Terrence is going to be able to get that pass done, and Gangster and Echo are both catching up to the back of him as well, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, overall as a race, it's been an interesting one. The wet weather at the tail end, that adds a spice to it. But we're seeing Zombie, he's getting up on the back of Angus again, but we'll just have to make sure that they stay clean and see how this goes. I think that's going to be the battle to watch at this time.
Oh.
If we head down the grid to them. What were you going to say? Sorry, Gov?
I'll let you finish the lap off and I'll take the last one.
Rightio, sounds good. We're seeing Zombie. He's trailing Angus. Hasn't been able to get the move done yet. It is a bit unfortunate to see. It looks like up further Terrence has made a mistake and Gangster's caught up to him, but we'll stay with this Zombie and Angus battle. So we're seeing Zombie's burning to catch up, to keep up with him, but it doesn't look like he's going to have a passing opportunity anywhere here. We'll see if he can get it done on the pitch straight, but it's not looking likely at this point. We're seeing him come around the final corner now. Zombie does have a slight battery disadvantage, unfortunately for him, but we'll see what he can do as Kazuto gets another 3 seconds. Over to you, Gov.
I know, there's more drama here. Could we see Winter? Can Winter get that P4 position? He's going to have to put his foot down. It doesn't look like it because it's 9.2 to Kaz, and Kaz has got that penalty, and he is he's gonna stay in P4 at the moment. Lamb is now coming around the final corner. Oh, no, he's not. He's 69 out of 70. He goes very wide there, and he is on the last lap. So Ryan Adair has got one more lap to go. Ricciardo 21 seconds back. So that just tells you strategy has really worked off there for Ferrari tonight. Isaac Sudden as well. Such what a drive from him. Kaz as well in P4, 1.2, still putting pressure on Suts as well, 10 seconds. It doesn't look like Winter's going to be able to try and pull in Kaz as well. And Symphonic, I'll tell you something, Winter's got to be careful. If there's any mistake from Winter, Symphonic could pull in that couple of seconds. You know, rain does real difficult things for you, so we'll have to wait and see. But he's got Terrence, and he's got Gangster, and he's got Echo. They're all in a nice little battle there. Obviously, Gangster with the 9, Echo with the 6, so he'll jump Gangster. Terrence, what a drive from him tonight as well in that P7. No penalties. Symphonic, no penalties. Symphonic has just been the master and just let Kaz just run away and try and get that gap on Winter, which he has done. 11.6 seconds. It's dropping though. 5.3, 5.6. There's yellows. What's happened there? What's happened there? I'm trying to have a look.
Winter's running out of fuel.
No way! Winter's running out of fuel! He's run out of fuel! Oh my days! Is this going to go from bad to worse for Mercedes? And he could drop even further because Symphonic now is in the 2 seconds. We've got Ryder there coming across the line. He's going to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. What a drive! Ricciardo in P2. I'm going to jump back on board with this. Oh no!
Winter's got a 10-second as well.
10 seconds! Oh no! This is absolute problems. He's got 13 seconds. Oh my days, Mercedes tonight have had him there. Oh no.
Another 10 seconds.
10 seconds as well. It's all going wrong. It's all gone wrong there. Ricciardo, P2. Suts, P3. What a drive from those three. Kaz takes that P4. And V-Carb are going to hold on to P4 and P5. What a drive from them tonight. They have been the team of the night. They've been fantastic. Zombie gets a 3-second penalty, and he's got to be careful that Brett doesn't get him at the line as well. Symphonic finishes in P5, Terence in P6 in the end, and Abin into P7. Echo will jump Abin with that 5-second. Gangster may jump him as well. Winter, 23 seconds at the line. Gangster looks like will jump him, and Winter could even get. We'll have to wait and see where they're going to fall. Where are they going to fall? Because you've got Bredner coming in the final corner, and we'll get these guys in for the interviews, and we'll be quick because they have just done an absolute fantastic race. There we go, and then we've got Suts as well. So who's going to get DOTD? That's going to be the question. Oh my days, what a race. Drama on the final lap as well.
Ricardo, driver of the day.
Oh, there we go. Well, he loves getting it. He gets it a lot, so there we go. We'll get these guys in. First of all, we'll go for the classification, we'll get the guys in, and then we'll go for the summary of the race and we'll start the interviews. But what a night. Thank you very much to everyone tuning in tonight. Really do appreciate it. Love the support. Watching some of you, even if you've watched the whole race, man, love it, absolutely love it. Love the dedication, support, continuing support, all the divisions. That's what it's all about, and this is the reasons why we push the 100% is in test these drivers to the max. And there you go. There's your race winner. Lamb gets the race win, and then we've got the fastest lap goes to Angus. So great job for McLaren. They get the next point. Driver of the day, Ricardo. Cleanest driver, Symphonic as well, gets that extra point. Ryan Adair taking out P1. Ricardo taking P2. Stutz taking P3. Then Kaz, Symphonic, Terence, Aben, Echo, Gangster, Angus, Zombie, Brett, Winter drops down into P13. Tazio, Bunker Bronco, Abhishek, Levo, Zax, Sick Party, Rossi, all DNF. So Bunker Bronco and Tazio do get those last points. But look at that for Mercedes. 11th and 13th. Still points, but it's going to be, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a race that they're going to like. Summary of that, Dilby.
Oh, eventful to say the least. There were some tight battles across the track, and then Lamb just absolutely blitzed the pack in the end, and it was honestly quite exciting to see. I hate to say it, but yeah, it was quite exciting to see. Very chaotic with Winter running out of fuel there. I do think that Terence was really going to have a good look at Symphonic, but Winter, unfortunately, getting in the way, and that caused Terence to have to be too far off Symphonic. But either way, great race, great excitement. Honestly, great session altogether.
Yeah, thank you so much for helping me with it as well. Really, really do appreciate that tonight as well. She is a long one. I'm still trying to understand of underfueling. You know, when there was a safety car as well. I'm just trying to fathom how that worked. Interesting, very, very interesting. Must have underfueled quite a lot. Right. On that note, we have got these guys in to have a quick chat, and we're going to make this quick because they have just done 70 laps, and props to them. Absolutely fantastic. And I love the dedication from all of them, and that goes from me and the whole server. So well done, and same with Division 1 last night, if that wasn't mentioned. But let's go over to P3. Sats, my friend, what a drive. Obviously, you and your teammate tonight, Echo, was there at the front. And then obviously you decided to switch it around, which was very, very interesting. Just take us through the whole race from qualifying, as much as you can.
Thank you. Qualifying was, to be honest, not what I expected because I haven't actually touched my rig in about 2 weeks because we've had a bunch of housework being done. But qualifying, I was to be honest expecting to be towards the back, but I stuck it in P7, I think it was. So I was very happy with that. And then starting off the race, held position. Everyone ahead of me was on the hards, and not everyone, but the cars ahead of me were on the hards, and I thought here's a chance for me to gain some positions, but didn't do that. Just held position and then had a spin. So that put me back towards the back of the pack in that first stint, and then got a tiny bit of damage as well. But then that safety car came out and gave me a chance to fix my wing, bring all the cars back together. And then there was kind of just a bit of stay in the position because no one could really overtake in that after the safety car. Everyone on the same tires. And then I think it was saw Ricardo went for that undercut, and I was talking to Dito and Echo, and I was like, I'm down this far, I may as well try it. Then I saw Lamb was boxing as well, so I'm like, bugger, I'm in. And that was just the best decision because we just undercut all of those cars and ended up. I was almost on the podium by the time the rain came out, and then when the rain came out, it was my pace was really good. I was able to get past Winter, and yeah, just bring it home without any penalties. So I'm really happy.
What was it like? Obviously, I don't know if you've ever done a Hungary 100%. I would say most drivers haven't. What was it like for yourself? Obviously, you're on wheel or controller. What was the challenge like in itself, and how did you prepare for this type of race? Because 70 laps is insane, you know.
Yeah, it was definitely a long one, especially when you throw rain. But it definitely wasn't like tier 1 last night. Look, it was very, very hard when everyone was on the same amount of tires to just, like, you could see it. You had Ryan, or Lamb and Echo when they got a bit screwed over by that safety car when it came out, and then they just could not get past all the people that boxed before them. And then, like, even though they were clearly quicker, they just could not get past. So when everyone was on the same amount of tires, same age tires, they just couldn't get past. It was just getting to clear air and literally try and just go as quick as you can to undercut everyone. That was the game plan.
Well, I've loved it. And I'm going to probably have to commentate another one, or maybe another two. So, and I've got to race it as well. But I'm from me, you know, I know that people are not a fan of 100% races, but it is a challenge, and it's a challenge that you've done, and you should be proud of obviously where you finished, because it is all about concentration, especially on a track like this. You know, you don't have other tracks that you've got big straights, you know, and you know, you can make the overtakes. You've got to follow, you know, and you get to that 35, and even a 50% race here is long, you know, so to double that and obviously have the change of conditions as well. Props, man. Honestly, a massive congratulations to everyone, and also to yourself for getting a podium. I'll pass you over to Dilby, but check your DMs, Suts. Check your DMs.
I'm sorry, man. I've been pretty inactive the
No,
last
I
2 weeks, but
know,
no, I will.
know.
I will.
Check your
I will.
DMs, mate. I want to get that shirt to you. But no, top
I will.
job,
And
mate.
Cheers, Gov.
Back to you, Dilby.
Yeah, congratulations on the race today, Suts. Very good work. I don't really have many questions about this race. I think Gov's asked them all for me. How do you feel about next week in Qatar?
Qatar, it's kind of a similar track to this, to be honest. It's hard overtaking. It's just deciding whether or not you want to go high downforce or low downforce so then you can overtake. But pretty similar, I guess, prepping from this one to the next one. So that will be an interesting one.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So we expect to see you next week then?
Yeah, you definitely will.
That's good to hear. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Very good work, and best of luck next week.
Cheers, guys. Cheers to the podium. Go Willies.
Back over to you, Gov.
I'll let you take the next one because I just take away all the questions. I do apologise, so I'll let you take the next one. It's Ricardo in the Aston.
Congratulations today, Ricardo, on Driver of the Day and a P2. How are you feeling after that?
Oh, mate, I'm drenched in sweat. Oh, I'm knackered.
That's fair enough. I can imagine. I won't drag it out too long then. What was going through your mind there when you saw that Winter hadn't pitted and you were in a really good position at that stage?
Yeah, big props to Montenavy, our strategist. That undercut was the only reason I'm on the podium today. Considering I started P10. Yeah, it was quite quite an eventful race, but yeah, huge props to Montenavy for that undercut, and yeah, I don't know what to say.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about Qatar next week?
I mean, Aben love guitar. Expecting some good results there.
Yeah, that's very good to hear. I'm going to hand you over to Gov now. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Over to you, Gov.
Thank you very much. Oh, Ricardo. I love having these interviews with you, mate. You must love Drive of the Day, eh? You must absolutely love it. It must be attached to you because it's every week at the moment, and it's the same with Broadchat as well. But no, great drive, mate. Bit of a change of events. Obviously, Aben was obviously going into this race for 5 seconds. Had a bit of redemption, but how difficult was it getting through the pack? Like, obviously, you said to Wanton, obviously, he was a strategist tonight, but how hard was it? What was the plan?
It was. I was pretty much just send it on everyone. Like, just save enough battery for a dive bomb into turn one. That was pretty much the plan for all the overtakes, and if not turn one, then turn two. Otherwise, just wait throughout the whole lap and gain some ERS. And yeah, main overtakes were turn one and two. And yeah, just capitalizing on mistakes and managing tires. That was pretty much the game plan.
Well, you've done a fantastic job, and massive points for Aston Martin as well. And obviously, going into this, like the preparation for a 100% race, how do you feel? Do you feel that it was a challenge in itself? Like, how do you feel it went?
Yeah, I caught myself like zoning in and out at some points of the race, like oversteering slightly,
Mm.
putting too much power down, locking up, and it's just like you got to slap yourself back into race mode,
And the transition from the
especially
dry
when
to
you're by
wet.
yourself.
Sorry,
Oh no,
the, the,
yeah, it's just
the transition from the dry to the wet. How did you feel about that? Because that was quite late. That was very late into the race as well.
yeah. Keep asking the engineer like with the weather report, and then once I saw it was spitting, pretty much just try to box as soon as I could. As soon as I saw the rain come down, because I could immediately feel loss of traction. And yeah, it was once it started raining, I managed to get past winter. And yeah, just be on my own for the rest of the race.
Mm-hmm. Well, fantastic job. Great work in the end. Obviously, going over to a track which is probably known for track limits. Qatar is obviously one of those tracks. Not I can't stand the bloody track. Yeah, not a fan favourite of mine. How are you feeling? Are you feeling pretty comfortable? Obviously, no penalties tonight. Absolutely fantastic race. Is Qatar a worry for you, or do you like that type of track?
Yeah, I enjoy the high speed corners in Qatar. It's a quite fun track for me and Aban. Yeah, it's and the strategies there. You can do all kinds of strategies and still end up in the same place. So yeah.
Okay, well, great work, mate. Have a great break because you're going to need it after that. It's congratulations on the P2. Well driven, and yeah, once again, well done on the 100% challenge. Obviously accepted and done and dusted, and now you can look forward to the last one, which is obviously Belgium. But we'll see you next week in Qatar. Well done.
All right, thank you guys. Lamb, get your ass in Div 1, man. 20 seconds. Oh my god.
Strategy. Right, we're
Alright, see you boys.
see you, man. Take care. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go to the man that won tonight, and yeah, obviously questions are going to be raised, questions are going to be asked. We're going to get a lot of grief as always. We always do, but at the end of the day, you've got to take into account he had to do it. He did not do it easy. It was a hard run, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. So, Dilby, I'm going to let you want to take this one away again. Over to our winner of tonight's race, Ryan Adair, known as Lamb. Over to you.
Yeah, look, good work, Lamb. Congratulations on the win. As much as I love to hate you, that was a great drive from you tonight. How are you feeling after that?
absolutely ecstatic after all that.
That's understandable. I mean, it looked like you were really in the fight at the start, and then that safety car came out, and it looked like you guys were going to struggle again. And then you did that pit stop, and you were just absolutely blitzing the pack there. What was your thoughts when that safety car came out?
Very angry because we just gone past the pit entry. Like we've literally just gotten to that point where the broken white line is solid and you can't cross it. So definitely annoyed that the time of the safety car, like 2 seconds earlier, we would have all boxed and it would have been, I think, a less interesting race. But the time of the safety car definitely was interesting, like because we missed the pit entry, and then with how short that straight is, we got caught by the safety car. So all 4 of us that were in that train at the front, that when we broke it away, we just got stuck behind a bunch of cars that had boxed on that lap that it got called. So it was definitely unfortunate timing, to say the least, for us.
Yeah. When you did that next pit stop, how were you feeling once you started getting those tires up the temp and being able to really have a go through the pack?
Oh, I was feeling great. Like, I know from reserve program that the 2-stop was always going to be much more viable here. It's just the way the tires worked here, which is borderline insane with the new tires compared to old tires. But I got quite lucky actually when I caught up. I think I caught up. I let Ricciardo see if he could have a go at them for a few laps. And then going into turn 1, there was that massive kerfuffle with the train with that little pack we caught. And I just got lucky I think I switched back 3 of them, and I went around at the outside of 2 of them into turn 3 in the long left. So, and then I had only Brett in front of me. So I got through that pretty quickly and pretty luckily, to be honest. Like, it was so difficult to overtake here tonight, even like when I was in the train. So I actually didn't want to get caught up in it. And it was just the fact that like that incident happened and the inside just opened up perfectly for me.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing in your books. I've got one last question before I hand you over to Gov. How was your battle with the Hong Kong Minister of Defence there for a bit? It seemed like you were getting quite aggravated, as per se.
You gotta be a little bit more specific.
Terrence. Terrence. That's what a nickname was given to Terrence in the stream chat, was the Hong Kong Minister of Defence.
Quite accurate. Yeah, I wasn't anticipating him to go as slow for some of the corners, so it was a fair amount of contact. I say fair, but racing terms it wasn't really fair, but I couldn't. It just was just a bad situation. But his defense was insane, and that was mainly the reason I boxed as early as I did, was to get away from him. So, and then it just happened that Ricciardo boxed the lap before I did. And that was like the real, okay, if I'll push this lap, if I'll really give it this lap, if I can't get Terrence on this lap, then I'll box and just be like, and just undercut and see what happens.
Oh, I've got one more question before I do give you to Gov. What happened there, just going into the pits with when you went to pit for that stop with you and Terrence there? I see that a bit of contact happened there.
Yeah, that was definitely the big one, I think. Like, I didn't expect him to go so slowly through that corner. So I tagged the back of him and then tried to go around him to give him space, and I knew I was going to box. So I was just trying to make sure I put myself like on that bit on the outside to make sure I was pitting to not trying to fight him into the next corner.
That's understandable. Great job tonight. I'd say best of luck next week, but I don't like you. So I'll hand you over to Gov now.
Yeah. Oh, Lamb, you can't give me a heart attack, man. I've got not. Well, I've got a lot to say, but I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I know you've just done a massive stint, and it's the same thing I've said to Ricardo and Sats. Props, mate. Absolutely. I know you've done 2 of them back to back. Obviously, you had a bit of experience yesterday. A bit of a different conditions though. Obviously, a wet race all the way through, so it didn't really get to see how much pace you had, and it looked like it was a struggle there. But you had it hard tonight, man. You were in the driving seat at the beginning, and then the pit stop, and then it was just basically getting through the pack. Did you think it was going to take that long to get through?
When we were all done that first pit stop under the safety car, I definitely thought I'd be able to make some moves and try to get through the pack, but very clearly not. Like, it just wasn't happening. But then after we undercut, like I said, I just got like extremely lucky with the incident that happened right in front of me at turn 1. I was just able to just nip to the apex, hold it tight to the inside, which turned to the outside for turn 2 after 2 or 3 in the left-hander, and then just went straight around them. And then I only had 1 car in front of me as opposed to the like 5 or 6 of them that were in front of me before on the pit straight.
Yeah, because we saw obviously quite early on you were struggling to get past Echo. And, I don't know if you were holding it, or waiting for the right moment. And then when you made the pit stop, it was like getting through, and everyone in front of you was on fresher tyres as well, maybe 1 lap more. So you were still going to be battling people in front, and as you know, in Hungary, it's just so difficult to overtake. And then obviously with the transition of the weather. So was it basically just pushing as much as you could, because you had a 27 gap lead, I think, after about lap 40 or something, I think it was. I'm just trying to remember now. Excuse me. And you knew that Winter was in front, and he was on very, very old tyres, but you knocked that down to about 6 seconds within in 2 laps. But then you were getting involved in, obviously, you had Zombies and you had Symphonic, and it was trying to get past, and then you were behind the Aston Martin. So did you know what you needed to do? Because I guarantee you, obviously, we had the comments tonight, there was a bit of frustration. Obviously, you know that you need to get past these guys because the gap between Gangster and the rest was 5 seconds. Did you take that into consideration?
Oh, that massive gap in the
Yeah.
train was definitely like another factor of boxing to get out of it. Just so and it worked really well because it's like Ricciardo boxed, and I think a barn did behind us. So that kind of put the seed in everyone's brain that people are now undercutting. And for all those that watch the reserve program, you'll know that the undercut was dummy good. So I knew as soon as they boxed, I was going to go the next lap to get out of the train. And then, yeah, it was just pushing, pretty much doing quali laps up until I caught back up to Ricciardo in the train, and then got through that with the incident, and then made quick work of Bread. And then I was just left. I pretty much just took off from them. Yeah, and then by that point, I think by the next few laps, I got to 5th, something like that. And then it was just a matter of the rest of the field. I think it was 2 more cars that boxed in front of me, and then Angus stayed out. I think was going to try and go to the rain. I managed to get past him, and then it was time to track down Winter, who was just off in the distance. So I knuckled down, had Cooper Engineering, and I was just like, dude, I'm going to drive in these. I'm just going to focus on driving these last 30, 40 laps. I need you to tell me every lap what the gap is in front and how much I'm gaining on them, because I don't have time to think about that and like take away from what I'm doing. And that's what he did, and it was so good because I was just cracking down. So I think it was 2 seconds a lap or something on Winter, and then once I caught up to him, I got past him relatively quickly, which was good. Then I pulled the gap on him into the pits, and then after that, that was when the rain came. And then Angus stayed out on the dries, and it was just like perfectly between me and Winter, and no one could overtake him, just going off the relative. So definitely, like a lot of things, like just played aligned perfectly for me at the end with Angus holding them all up, and then I had a decent advantage over everyone, I think, because last night, like you said, I did 70 laps of that same conditions in Div 1, which it never doing that again. That sucks so much. But it's like specifically in the full wet. It
140
just
laps,
sucked. Oh yeah, and then I think it was the last 20, which wasn't as bad, but I knew what I had to do and I knew how to drive the car in those conditions. So it was really just about knuckling down at the end there and just leaving, like just checking out, especially with the 3 second. And I didn't know what everyone's pace was going to be, so I just knuckled down and just took off. And then Cooper just kept on telling me the gaps the car behind, and it got to a point where I think I slacked off one of the laps, and he goes, "You only gained 4 tenths." And I was like, "Well, hold on, no, I've got to re-lock in." And then, yeah, the gap was starting to gain. I was starting to gain seconds again on the car behind, and then it just got to a point where I just started drifting the car, like because I was just by myself with nothing to do. So the drifting kept me entertained, but overall that was a good race. And shout out to Cooper for engineering me tonight.
Yeah, perfect. And a couple of questions left. Obviously, in that P9 position, did you think that you could still have an opportunity getting on the podium with just seeing how far back you were and everyone, and obviously how difficult it was within that first 17 laps before you did make that pit stop? Did you think that you had an opportunity to get back onto the podium from when you did make that pit? Or did you think, oh, maybe it's going to be a tough ask?
It was definitely going to be a tough ask, like especially with the train, but knowing the difference between the old tires and the new tires is like it was definitely doable. But like before I boxed, it was just like this is just not happening. Like I know I could go so much faster, but it was just the fact that I couldn't make the overtake on the pit straight, and then I couldn't overtake in the infield. So it was just about, as soon as I boxed, it was just about like just trying to cut up for that pack and make sure I didn't get stuck in behind any one car for too long.
Well, we saw you do it yesterday. I'm going to ask you again. Obviously, a bit of a sort of a different race because obviously you had a lot of dry conditions before the rain, probably in the last 10 laps. But how much of a challenge was Hungary for you tonight?
It was definitely more of a challenge now that it was in the dries, and I knew it was a bit aggravating at the start too because I knew I had so much more pace and I just couldn't use it at the start. But then once
we could see that, we could see the frustration.
Yeah. But then once we got into clean air, it was like, okay, I know this is still going to be a bit challenging, but we've still got half the race to go. So the mood definitely picked up. Spotify started giving me some absolutely goated songs for me to lock into.
I can't believe he tries to
So
music.
yeah, that was also the thing that kept me calm. But
awesome.
After we boxed, it was just knuckling down yet again, and it was definitely a challenge, but we made it. We made it.
Definitely. And obviously, my last question is: you capitalised on Toast, obviously not being there tonight, and a few other drivers not being there. We now starting to see you come in the running to take this championship in Division 2. Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about you, and I've still got to turn around to say to these people, there has been nearly 8 winners in this division. So this is not easy. Zombie had a bad night tonight. We saw that, and we know that he can bounce back. Has done a fantastic job. Ricardo is really causing a lot of problems. He's been getting consistent. Like, how do you feel about this division at the moment?
It's definitely super competitive. Like Hungary just attracts me that it's literally the track I load up just to do laps for fun. Like so, I had a generally good grasp on it. And then as for the championship, like I knew going into this that I could tie or possibly even get the lead if I got fastest lap or cleanest driver as well with the win. So there was definitely a lot of pressure on me at the start. But Cooper coming in clutch again, just keeping me calm, focused on like the lap to lap instead of focusing on the big picture until until we didn't have to focus on the lap to lap when we could focus on the big picture. So definitely was challenging. Felt the nerves at the start, but yeah, Div 2 is really competitive. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we have another winner, a different winner in Qatar, and then I don't know what's actually after Qatar.
Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico. That'll be a tough one with Taiwan as well. And then Baku. I reckon Richo's got Baku. But yeah, it's really competitive. Like, so to just to come out of the gates and do what I've done tonight was really insane, and I'm definitely having a Macca's run after this.
Honestly, I'm loving it, and I know how much practice and work you're putting into it. And I think probably one of the things that I've known you since, I've known you a long time now, you missed out on that opportunity when you were Plugger's teammate of taking the championship. So I can feel that you've got that conviction, and I think you're going to be pushing all the way. And are we going to start to see that momentum now moving forward? You've really got into that momentum, and like I said, there was people missing tonight. This is a different track. You may go into Qatar, and it may not be a good track. So are we going to start seeing that momentum from you?
I definitely hope so. Like, the momentum started in China where I won, got my first win of the season, then podiumed in Saudi and now another win in Hungary. So definitely got some good momentum building on my side of the garage. So going into Qatar, I'm definitely going to be having my hopes high for it.
Mm-hmm. Does that last thing I said to you, does that reckon in the back of your head that championship you just missed out in the Williams?
A little bit. Like, I think the best way to describe that was like a Lando 24 situation, right? Because I was basically in that same spot where I was 50 or so points back with a few rounds left, and that was kind of like needed to win races with Darkened at the time doing absolutely shocking, which just didn't happen. So, like, I definitely look back to that, and I think that's also helped with like the big amount of pressure, because at that point I hadn't really had a championship contending fight up until then, and so that's definitely helped with pressure and nerves now, especially of like how competitive this is.
Yeah, and I love that because I've seen seen you go up through the ranks. You've obviously tested yourself in Division 1, and people still need to understand there's a lot of drivers missing in that Division 1 when you're racing as well. So, and when they race, people start dropping down the grid, and also people have said, and this, that Division 1 is Division 1/Division 2. So it's not the Division 1 that we've used to have had before. But love the practice. Congratulations, mate. And like I said to everyone tonight, big props to you, mate. You've accomplished that challenge, and the next one is Belgium. So yeah, well done. Go and celebrate. Enjoy that Macca's. I prefer a McChicken sandwich. That's my option. But enjoy it.
Please get me one too.
It'll be mouldy by the time it gets to me. But no, honestly, Lamb, fantastic. Great to see that momentum, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in Qatar when Toast gets back on the grid. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that. So well done once again.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you. And thank you guys for the comms. I can't wait to look back on this race later on tonight and hear the comms of how crazy it would have been given the circumstances it did too.
You're going to need 2 hours, mate, because this race did not disappoint. Delby will tell you, from lap 1 to lap 70, it was all the way through. The only dull moment was the safety car. That's when we had quiet time. Isn't that right, Dilby?
Yeah, that's right. It was definitely a lot more intense than I think last night's race was.
Oh, yeah, we knew that.
It was intense from the get-go tonight.
Yeah. And that's why we do them. Awesome. All right, Lam, we'll let you go. Well done, and we'll see you in Qatar.
Sweet, thank you. Have a good night, you two.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good one.
All right, Dilby. What a night. What a night. Like people say that 100%ers are dull, and this was definitely not dull. But Talking a little bit about, before we do call it, as it has been a big night tonight, I do want to just talk about this, the situation with Division 2. We've seen, like we said, 7 different winners. We've seen a few people having offset tonight. There's a few that were missing. What do you think we're going to see in Qatar next week? It's a track that's got track limits. It's very fluid. You've got to have a good rhythm with Qatar. What do you think we're going to see next week, and who do you think is going to bounce back? And also, we do see Toast hopefully next week. So, what's your thoughts going into Qatar next week for Division 2?
It's unknown. Every week in Division 2, I feel like it's unknown. There's no definitive winner that we've had yet. I mean, Liam has had some great performances, and then we go back and look at Singapore. He put it in the wall. Like, it's anyone's race in Division 2 by the seems of it, and you don't know until the race is done who's won it.
Do you think there's too much hype about a driver going, like any driver, just in particular? They do well. I can move them up to Division 1. But do you? But then again, you look at Division 1 last night, and you look at the pedigree of Campbell and Miazzi at the top. Look at the gap compared to the rest of the field. And if you then bring in a few more Division 1 drivers, those guys are going to start coming down the pecking order, and they're not going to match those guys. Do you know what I mean? So do you think it's sometimes just consistency, practice, the DRS? What do you think plays the key?
A lot of it's that practice that gets you there. I mean, I'd imagine those guys have spent countless hours getting to the pace that they are now, and there's a definitive gap between them and, say, some of the Div2 drivers that do reserve up that people say about should be there. Well, they've got to look at the bigger picture and see what's being built. Those guys, it's a very competitive division, and you may see in the future that they are Div 1, but while they're competitively battling each other, they're going to force each other to improve until they are truly that Div 1 pace.
Yeah, 100%. Do agree with that. And I think this goes for anyone out there that's tuning in and listening and does watch this back. If you want to get better, you've got to practice, because these guys will just overtake you within levels of skill, because they want to get into the next division. It's always an achievement and a goal of a driver that is in a lower division. They want to get into the higher division. Obviously, if you're in Division 1, you can't go any higher unless you're Campbell Adams and go 0.5. But from 5 and 4 and 3, you've got to put the work in. And I'm going to put this right now. Division 3, 4 and 5, if you turn up and spend 30 minutes racing this track, you are going to come undone very, very quickly. This track is all about control and patience. And that is what you're going to have to learn, especially with these races. If you think you've done a 100% race, you have not done anything like this tonight, as you've seen what can happen very quickly. Winter, unfortunately, he was leading it tonight, and unfortunately it went from bad to worse. And that is what can happen in a race within a couple of laps, and that is something that probably Mercedes are going to review. Another day, that could have gone completely different. It could have been dry and he could have won the race, but this is racing. These things happen, and all I'm going to say to everyone is patience. This is not one on the first corner. This is a very, very difficult track with a lot of technical sides to it, and it's gonna take a lot of grueling. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it on the wheel, because it's slight rotations. Controller, they're gonna feel it as well. You're gonna feel it, and it's gonna be a challenge. And accept the challenge. Accept the challenge, because it's one hell of a challenge, and you may never do it again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But on that note, everyone enjoy it. It's been a fantastic night. I have loved doing Division 2 tonight with yourself, Dilby. It's been an absolute pleasure. Just a big shout out to all of our sponsors as well. Sim Racing Centre affiliate this season. If you're needing a setup for Hungary and you feel that you haven't got it, feel free to jump on the comments and use the code in the comments. SimLab and Pagin, and also AI369, which will be finishing up. So it will only be the 3 sponsors. So, we'll be changing very, very shortly. And like I said, it has been a fantastic night. Dilby, it's been a pleasure. I am glad that you were with me, because 70 laps of this on my own, I think I'm bored, get out of my brain. But then again, I may have just been talking constantly non-stop. So an absolute pleasure. And I wish you all the best on Tuesday night.
Yeah, thank you very much, and wish you the best tomorrow night.
Yes.
I'll be somewhere around watching it. Don't you worry about that.
I look forward doing the 35. I don't know about the F35. So yeah, I love it. I look forward to the challenge. And yes, like you said, I am on track tomorrow night. So if you do want to tune in and see me and Patrick at it in the Red Bull, then feel free to jump in. But you'll be joined by Nishka and TTV Zombie in the comms box. I'm sure you'll have a fantastic night. That guy loves to commentate and he loves to have a bit of a chinwag. So it's going to be a great night. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, a big props to Division 1 drivers, reserve drivers, Division 2 reserve drivers, and full-time and reserve drivers. Anyone that has taken part so far in these 2 races, a massive congratulations. It has been an achievement in itself to do 70 laps around Hungary. You could probably give yourself a medal and create, or AI or whatever, and create a poster, because that is an achievement in itself. You know, there's not many leagues, unfortunately, have done 100% at Hungary, and it probably won't be the last time, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll leave you a quote, as I always do before we go. Toast was not there tonight. Lamb took it. He made it difficult. He made it difficult for himself, but he got there. He got the win. He got the strategy, and he capitalizes on Toast's lead. Will we see Toast and Guitar? And who's going to win next week? We'll find out soon. Good night.